Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Shell's pregame show. I'm Jeff Nolan. Nice to have you with us here on our fifth football weekend. Once again, temperature is going to be working real nice with us, looking at about an 80-degree game time temperature here on the 19th day of September. So remember these days, because we're going to hit late October, then we'll get in November, hopefully December, and everybody's bundling up and wishing for the warm weather. Well, we got it tonight, so file that away under good things. Good things a little bit later on is Berks Catholic and Lancaster Catholic. Lancaster Catholic coming off a drubbing last week at the hands of Columbia, who is now in the midst of a 2-game win streak because last season they were winless. But let's look at Lancaster Catholic. They are 0-1 in the league, 2-2 overall, 1-2 lost to. And again, once again, shut out last weekend against Columbia. Berks Catholic hosting tonight. They are 2-2. They're coming off a great defensive effort against Pequay Valley, keeping Pequay Valley under 100 yards while turning their offense into 41 points. The offense, I think what we're going to see tonight, and Bob McCool and Matt Lytle will handle the call at the top of the hour. Well, they're going to probably talk about the running game because I think that's what it's going to come down to tonight. They'll tell you a little bit about Lancaster Catholic, some quarterback problems, not only the starting quarterback, the backup quarterback as well. They do have a wonderful runner in Brandon Way. He's got almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns so far this season. But Dave Staler and the boys, the Saints, counter with a pretty good duo of their own. So they've got Xavier Gerald and also the add-on of Jeremiah Kamara, who switched over from Reading to this team right now. So there's a couple good running backs. So you put those two in the same conversation with Aiden Curley. And you've got 3 good running backs that can get some yards for Berks Catholic. By the way, Aiden Curley, part of our Mic'd Up segment, and that can be found on all our social media platforms at 830 WEEU. So Bob and Matt will fill you in with more information. Again, Berks Catholic, Lancaster Catholic, top of the hour. The video is free. Go to YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. And, of course, the audio is always free on the radio signal at 830 WEEU, online, 830WEEU.com. Sean Tansky's here in the studio with me, and Shawnee is going to get that orchestra ready as we're going to take a look at what is going on last night and tonight. And, again, the action kicked off last night as action between Twin Valley and Octorara. And, boy, Twin Valley continues to hit the pedal to the metal. They 42 points in the second quarter. That's all they needed. They added a touchdown in the third. 49-7. That was the win for Twin Valley. They are now 5-0 on the season with Northern Lebanon on the horizon. Shared the football last night. Lucas Meyer with a couple touchdown runs. Also, it was Ben Grundy and Ryan Remeter and Drew Engel all getting touchdowns. Engel had a couple, as a matter of fact. So, and then Braden Mastropolito had a 53-yard run for Octorara, and he's been a bright spot for them this season. Wound up with 88 yards to go with that touchdown. As far as Twin Valley is concerned, one of the top passers in the area is Maverick Foster. He had 134 yards and a touchdown yesterday. So now they moved to 5-0. Let's take a look at what is happening tonight. Our game, of course, Berks Catholic and Lancaster Catholic. Wilson and Cedar Crest, that'll be at Cedar Crest. That is 200 wins. That's what is happening on that. That's the game story there, as Doug Doms, head coach at Wilson, going for 200 career wins. Manheim Township on the road tonight against Hempfield. It is Penn Manor and Reading, both winless teams. Both teams going for a win tonight. Reading's going to host that one. Speaking of winless teams, McCaskey and William Tennant in a non-league matchup. Both those teams are winless so far this season. Spring Grove got beat last week, but nonetheless a good game tonight against Conestoga Valley. Again, that's another non-league game, but it's 4-0 Conestoga Valley and 3-1 Spring Grove. Governor Mifflin and Muhlenberg. That's a matchup at Muhlenberg tonight. The Mules are 4-0 to start the season. Governor Mifflin at 2-2. Exeter, talk about teams that can pump up the offense. They can. Well, the defense is playing well, too. Only giving up about 150 yards a game. They've got winless Lebanon tonight, who's lost 46 in a row. Ephrata and Elizabethtown tonight. Conrad Weiser looking to start 5-0. They've got Mannheim Central. We're going to take a time out. We've got more to tell you here on the pregame show right here on 830 WEEU.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, the number 4, insurance.com.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike and Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
Welcome back to the Shell's Restaurant, Dairy, Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show. And with temperatures in the 80s this weekend, you're going to love that ice cream and some golf. Make sure you check out Shell's right there on 5th Street Highway in Temple. We're checking out scores, well, actually the possibility of what to anticipate tonight as the action heats up here, week number 5. The high school football season. Cocalico against Warwick. Cocalico on the road. Warwick out to a 3-1 start. They were stopped, though, last week by Solanco. Fleetwood and Garden Spot. That takes place at Fleetwood tonight. Northern Lebanon travels to Donegal. Lampeter Strasburg quietly out to a 3-1 start. They'll take on winless Daniel Boone on the road tonight. Anvil, Cleona, and Columbia. That's an interesting game, the way both those teams are playing. 3-1 Anvil, Cleona, and 2-2 Columbia. They put those back-to-back wins together there. So we'll keep an eye on that way. Pequay Valley and Schuylkill Valley at Schuylkill Valley. And we'll get a report from Jared Montalto, the Reading Eagle, a little bit later on tonight. Kutztown and Hamburg. That's a matchup that is taking place at Kutztown. Saturday games, well, it is Wyomissing. They are going to take on Elko and Solanco and Eastern York. That is all taking place tomorrow. Speaking of Wyomissing, on the postgame show, we are going to get a visit by Andrew Bresnahan, the offense and defensive lineman from Wyomissing, in the 10 o'clock hour to preview tomorrow's game against Elko. We're going to update you with scores at the half, and we'll get to all the finals on the post-game show. All right, that's all the time that we have. We're going to kick it out now to Berks Catholic and the Berks Catholic Lancaster Catholic game. And, of course, the voice that soothes so many people on a Friday night, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
It's time for high school football. Presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Renter's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf, and Dairy Swirl, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is proud to showcase the talent and skill of our local high school athletes. From every tackle to every blitz, every thrilling touchdown, we bring you the best calls and analysis. Now, live from the field, your hosts, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
Live coverage of high school football continues on WEEU tonight from the Farino Sports Complex in West Reading. And it's the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders and the Berks Catholic Saints. Both teams off to a 2-2 start. Starting Section 5 play in the Lancaster Lebanon League last week, the Crusaders fall in their game while the Saints win theirs. And that's where they stand right now coming into this second week of sectional play. This is the fourth meeting between these two programs. Berks Catholic won in back-to-back seasons in 2016 and 17. Lancaster Catholic won in a game you heard and saw here on WEU last year in Lancaster by a 30-28 score. The Saints were driving for a potential touchdown, fumbled the football, and the Crusaders hold on for that 2-point victory. Believe it or not, this is week 5, and if you're not going to qualify for the playoffs in high school football, that means this is the halfway mark of the season. Two teams who probably like to have a little bit better idea of where they are and who they are at this point in time of the season going after each other. Lancaster Catholic's just been beat up by injuries. They started the season off by winning 2 games against teams who were in the district playoffs last year, but the Crusaders have been hit hard by the injury bug. We'll talk about that as this night progresses. Berks Catholic has scored over 40 points in each of its last 3 games, and yet they're still fitting pieces of the puzzle together in that wing T offense, and they still feel as if there is another level for the Saints to get to. A lot of those questions could very well be answered tonight. It's all part of our high school football game of the week presented by Savage Auto Group. It's on WEEU 8:30 a.m. You can also tune it in on the Live 365 app, or if you have not found it yet, you can watch it for free on our video stream. It's available to you at 8:30 WEEU Sports. It's on YouTube. It's high school football at WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. We will continue with our Shells pregame show when we come back after this.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Welcome back to our pregame show brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, their hot dogs, their fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. Have your own gridiron battle on their 27-hole miniature golf course. Visit Shell's on the 5th Street Highway in Temple. Alongside Matt Lytle, my name is Bob McCoy. Again, tonight it is Lancaster Catholic taking on Berks Catholic. The Saints under now second-year head coach Dave Saylor. He played under longtime head coach Rick Keeley, of course, at Holy Name, and then at Berks Catholic. Coach Keeley, the coach for Berks Catholic for the first 13 seasons of the program on 118 games. Overall, coached for 38 seasons at Berks County and won 280 games combined at Holy Name, Hamburg, and at Berks Catholic. The season so far for the Saints, they lost to state-ranked Twin Valley 45-19 in Week 1, took care of executive education in Week 2, then lost to a very good Bethlehem Catholic team, a team that is on the outside fringes of the Class 4A rankings in the state playoffs. They are 3-1, and they beat Berks Catholic 48-41. And then last week, opening week of the LL season for the Saints, and they took care of Peckway Valley by 41-0. But it's pieces of the wing T, and Matt, you know it. You played it. You grew up in it, playing in the wing T offense, and you got to have multiple pieces if you're really going to be good at it. You got to have a fullback, and you got to have a couple different halfbacks. Well, the Saints right now, as I was talking about, they're still fitting pieces together in a good way because they've got multiple pieces in multiple places right now in terms of who all they can work in the backfield.
They absolutely. They have talent in the backfield. They're specialty guys. You got Xavier Gerald, who's a bigger back. He's rushed the ball 29 times for 422 yards with 5 touchdowns, leading the way for the Saints. And then you mix in Curley, Aiden Curley. He's carried the ball 39 times for 268. You got Coy Kohler, 27 times for 137 yards. And then we got this transfer coming in from Reading, Jeremiah Kamara. Remember this kid's name. He's touched the ball 12 times, 120 yards, 10 yards a pop. This kid's electric. look for him to be big tonight.
Yeah, Jeremiah Kamara, of course, his father, Francis, was the basketball coach at Reading, and Jeremiah played at Reading both as a basketball player and as a football player, both as a freshman and sophomore. He made the transfer. He is PIAA eligible for the postseason, and so last week was his first game in uniform for the Saints that he was eligible to play. And as Matt said, 12 carries and 120 yards, and that's what we're talking about, by fitting the pieces of the puzzle together. He grew up in a system. He understands the system. Dave Staler said it's just a matter of time and getting him reps, and they're going to get him reps, that's for sure, as this team continues to progress forward. On the other hand, for Lancaster Catholic and their head coach, Chris Myrino, 6 years as the head coach, 34-23, had a great run last year for Lancaster Catholic into the District 3 playoffs, ended up 5-2 in the section, made it into the District 3 AA championship game where they lost to Steel High in that final. But it's been a little bit of a different season. It started out great for Lancaster Catholic. They beat Camp Hill and DeLone Catholic, 2 District 3 playoff teams, and then the problems started to begin. They lost to Elko 28-14, and then last week it all kind of unraveled in the game against Columbia. They lost their starting quarterback in senior J.J. Boas, and that happened in the second quarter. It was a pretty nasty injury. He's okay. He's on the sideline, but unfortunately his season is over with. But I don't know, Matt. I mean, you played that position. When all of a sudden your quarterback goes down, and especially it's one thing, it's a college level, it's a pro level. You got guys behind him who can play the position. At the high school level, when you got a quarterback, and especially a senior quarterback, his backup was a freshman. There's the adjustments that have to be made are adjustments that can be made on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday in practice. But to try to do that at halftime, which is what Lancaster Catholic was faced with last year, it's very difficult to do.
Oh, super difficult, And Colton Hegener, he came in. He's senior. He's a wide receiver at heart, So he's been playing wide receiver, and they put him at quarterback because he's an athlete, and he did his best. But big shoes to fill with J.J. Boas. J.J. Boas, he had a 64% completion percentage, threw for 400 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The kid was a leader, right? You lose a lot of confidence and that swagger when you lose your starting quarterback, and your backup is your receiver. So,
right.
Hey,
you're losing 2 positions.
You're losing 2 positions, absolutely. And you've got this Colton Hegener coming in tonight. He's got a week now under his belt playing quarterback, so hopefully he's jived a little bit with the receivers, the running back. He's got the snap count down. He's got, his center exchange is okay. So a lot of fundamentals have to be tight, fast with Colton.
Now, he does have a pretty good safety valve that he can turn to, and that's the guy behind him who was the reigning Section 5 back of the year last year in Brandon Way.
That is definitely a nice little safety blanket for him. He could just turn the ball off, hand the ball off.
To a Division I football player.
Pitch the ball. He could throw the ball to him. Yeah, this kid, Brandon Way, he's impressive. Villanova commit, Division I football player. He's touched the ball almost 100 times, whether it's catching the ball or running it. Running it, he's got almost 400 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns. And receiving, he's got 11 catches, 120 yards with a touchdown as well. So this kid can beat you in the air. He can beat you on the ground. Look for Brandon Way to be the Crusaders offense tonight.
Yeah, he's going to have a monster game for Lancaster Catholic to try to slow down what Berks Catholic could potentially do. So it's time now for our keys to the game. They are brought to you by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience, providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's Lancaster Catholic, it's Berks Catholic, and Matt Lytle has his keys to tonight's football game.
Bob, as we were just saying, keys to the game for Berks Catholic. This is going to be a battle in the trenches. Berks Catholic will need to play disciplined football and win the turnover game. Look for their ground game, the 4-headed monster that we talked about, led by senior running back Xavier Gerald, senior running back Aiden Curley, junior Jeremiah Kamara, and sophomore running back Coy Kohler to pile on the yards after contact tonight. Keys to the game for the Crusaders. Senior quarterback Colton Hegener for the Crusaders. He's going to need to play smart under center and control time of possession. He'll need to make a few big plays in the air combined with big plays with his back in Brandon Way, Villanova commit. He leads the Crusaders in rushing and receiving. Look for a big game out of these 2 seniors tonight, under center at quarterback, and then their big play running back in Way. Way will need to have his way tonight in order for the Crusaders to win.
It's time for us to take a look at our game time weather outlook. That's brought to you by the United Way of Berks County. For 100 years, United Way has been the force of help, hope, and opportunity. They lead and invest in programs that strengthen education, literacy, food security, and job opportunities, helping children and families to thrive. Together, they do right here, building a stronger community for generations. Learn more or volunteer at uwberks.org. Game time temperature is 77 degrees. It still feels very much like summer as we're halfway through the football season, but that's okay. We're not complaining about that. Very much of no real breeze to contend with, really no factor in any way in terms of weather for tonight's game, other than maybe a little bit of heat and warmth as this game unfolds. But again, as the sun goes down, the temperatures usually drop. It's a pretty nice fall night all in all. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, a taste of Italy right here in Reading. Well, when the Crusaders have the football, they've got some beef up front. So too do the Saints. For Lancaster Catholic, Seamus Connor, their lone returning starter, is at center. He's a 5'9", 190-pound junior. Connor Martin and Oliver Tongle are the guards. Kobe Myers and Max Gockenauer are the tackles. Myers at 195 on one side, Gockenauer at 6'2" and 275 is the right tackle. Trent Moore is a 200-pound tight end. And then three wide receivers in Chris Baumler, Connor Wolpert, and Braylon Johnson. We told you about Brandon White, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, ran for over 1,800 yards last year for Lancaster Catholic on the way to the district playoffs. And again, he was the Lancaster 11 League Section 5 back of the year in 2024 as a junior. And now Colton Hagener, who, as Matt said, had been a starter at wide receiver, now forced into the spot at the quarterback. And when the Crusaders have the football, Saints defensively will be a 4-4 defensive alignment. Faith Judy, Eric Benetham at the ends. Damani Douglas and Palmer Reber are the tackles. Johnny Soppy, Aiden Curley are the outside backers. Coy Kohler and Ryan Spatz are the inside backers. Giovanni DiSabatino and Mason Mace are the quarterbacks, and Owen Schalk is the safety. Smaller schools, and so you're going to hear some similar names on the other side of the football as well. When the Saints have it offensively, Colton Drumhiller is the center. Peter Schmale, 220 pounds at one guard. Eric Benetham at 240 is the other guard. That's the guards. The tackle, Palmer Reber, 6'3", 260. Anthony Zatorsky, 6 foot, 260. The offensive line for Berks Catholic is 6 foot, 233 across the front five, with Nick DeFazio at 195 pounds as the tight end. And then the bevy of backs, in addition to Giovanni DiSabatino as the split end, Owen Schalk, Aiden Curley, and Coy Kohler are the three who will quote-unquote start. That's where it'll start. But we will see Xavier Gerald at the fullback with Kohler. We'll see Jeremiah Camaro at the halfback spot. We'll see Wyatt Berkman at the halfback spot as well. And Johnny Soppy is the starting quarterback. They had been using Cole Harder as the quarterback. He's a little bit banged up. He's been cleared. He will hold for place kicks, but has not yet been cleared to play quarterback. They're hoping to have him back next week, but it will be Johnny Soppy, who was the starting outside linebacker, who was the backup quarterback, and he is the starting quarterback for the Saints tonight. For the Crusaders defensively, Trent Moore's at one end. Nikitas Gockenauer, Max's twin brother, is at the one defensive end with Max Gockenauer and Oliver Tongle as the tackles. It's a 4-4 defensive alignment for the Crusaders as well. Roman Clemson and Caden Dusablin are the outside backers. Chris Baumler and Seamus Connor are the middle backers. Brandon Way, Ethan Shank are the corners, and Colton Hagener, the quarterback on offense, is the free safety on defense. That's the lineup for the Crusaders, and for the Saints, Lancaster Catholic and Berks Catholic going after one another. The Crusaders and Saints are both 2-2. But again, Berks Catholic got Lancaster 11 League play underway last week in a convincing way. That 41-0 win over Pequay Valley. It was a rough night for the Crusaders between the injuries, and it just kind of snowballed on them, and Columbia made them pay for it with a 43-0 victory for the Crimson Tide over Lancaster Catholic last week. So that sets the table for tonight's game. We're going to take a timeout, back with a little bit more of our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show when we get back to Berks Catholic High School right after this.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
Dripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping? One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing. Welcome back to our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show. As Jeff Nolan, who knows all about the finer things in life, told you it's a great time of the year to be having some ice cream and play some golf. What a perfect night to do that. Just don't do it on a Friday night because it's football on a Friday night. More football coming your way. Penn State has this week off to get ready for the Oregon Ducks next week here on WEEU. That'll be next Saturday night, whiteout night at Penn State. And the Nittany Lions and the Ducks will be next Saturday night here on WEEU. But we do have Phillies baseball for you. The Phils in Arizona at 8:10 tomorrow night. And then Sunday afternoon at 4:10 as well. That follows the Eagles. We have a doubleheader of sorts for you on Sunday. Eagles and Los Angeles Rams. Merrill Reese quick will have the call for you at 1 o'clock, followed by the Phils and Arizona Diamondbacks at 4:10 here on WEEU. It's another weekend of sports here on WEEU. And again, if you're listening to us on 830WEEU.com, or you can listen to us on the Live 365 app, don't forget you can also watch tonight's game in its entirety for free. It's on our YouTube page at 830 WEEU Sports. Check it out, find it out, subscribe to it. And you can watch all of our games and all of our coverage. We'll have more high school football for you next week as the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, the Wilson Bulldogs, will square off on their annual battle. We'll have that one for you next week from West Lawn here on WEEU. So that's a little bit of the landscape that lies ahead. Again, tonight, Lancaster Catholic and Berks Catholic. And then when it's all said and done, we'll throw things back to the WEEU studios and the scoreboard show. We'll have high school football on a Friday night all the way up until 11:30 with scores all around Berks County and beyond on WEEU 8:30 a.m. We're going to take a timeout, back with a kickoff of the nice football game when we return after this on WEEU, the voice in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Anytime at 610-858-4555.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back as we wind our way down through the tail end of our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show. Ready for tonight's kickoff, and that's presented to you by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, with locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. They're fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they have you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice is yours. Call their team today at 484-848-6088. Looks like the Saints will get the football to start tonight's football game and get that offense on the field first. Again, Berks Catholic in its last 3 games, 45 points against Executive Education Charter, 41 points in a 48-41 loss to Bethlehem Catholic, and then put up 41 more against Pequea Valley last week. So the Saints have the wing tee offense rolling. How effective? Well, they're averaging 356 yards per game, and in a surprising development, 320 of those 356 are on the ground. So that's what the wing tee is all about. And again, they're having some issues in terms of health at the quarterback spot as well, as the Crusaders have kicked the ball. It's kind of a little squib kick. It bounced off one of the men for, it looked like Coy Culler's hands, and then pounced on immediately by the Saints. So no return opportunity for Berks Catholic. Saints will start from their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, nice little squib kick there by the Crusaders, and Coy Kohler could not handle that bouncing ball, and Berks Catholic was fortunate to get back on that ball and cover it up.
Again, Johnny Salpe getting to start at quarterback so far in a limited role, just 4 for 13. He's got a couple touchdown passes, and he's thrown an interception as well. Owen Schalk is a wing on the left. Xavier Gerald and Aiden Curley in the backfield. And movement and a whistle before the snap as Fazio, the tight end, moved from one side to the other. I don't know that he was set when they snapped the football.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose that he was changing alignment, going from right side of the formation to the left side, and never did get set on the left side. I think that was the call. False start offense.
So the Saints backed up before they get started. They're backed up to.
Or actually, no, they didn't back them up.
They didn't move. So did they just blow the whistle before the snap?
Wasn't a timeout, was it?
No. I don't know what happened. Maybe they're just giving up. So all right, well they're still at the 31-yard line. So we'll just say it's 1st and 10 at the 31. So we will just take a mulligan and we'll go from here. DeFazio does shift again from right side to left, and to give his to the fullback Gerald. Not much doing up the middle, as Lancaster Catholic does a pretty good job of stuffing the fullback dive. Actually, it is Coy Kohler who gets that call, and he gets maybe a yard to the 32, and that's about it.
Yeah, quick hitting A-gap fullback dive for Berks Catholic for the Saints. Nothing going there for Coy Kohler. Not much running room there. Nice job by the front four of the Crusaders.
So it's 2nd down and 9 now for the Saints. And Josiah Turman now will check in as the split end. They will rotate split ends in. He will split out to the left side. Aiden Curley's wing on the left, really more almost at the slot spot. Gerald alone back in the backfield, and there's Schalk on a sweep to the left side. Schalk waiting for his blockers. He's across the 40, slips a tackle. He's across midfield. Owen Schalk is at the 30, cuts back to the 20, and finally gets dragged down inside the Lancaster Catholic 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle there by Ethan Shank, 6-foot defensive back for the Crusaders. Came across from the other side of the field to prevent Schalk from getting in the end zone.
That is a 41-yard run for Shaw, put down at the 17-yard line. Of course, the 17-yard line here at Ferraro Sports Complex forever marked as the number that Anthony Myers wore when his time at Berks Catholic, and that 17-yard line is marked with a gold 1-7, and that's exactly where the Saints are right now. 1st and 10 at the Lancaster Catholic 17, opening series for the Saints. Salpe will turn. He'll hand it off to Gerald. There's a hole this time. Gerald will cut it away, tries to cut away, and will not get away. Good open field tackle by Ethan Shank to prevent him from getting any more than the couple that he got to about the 12.
Xavier Gerald, what a great run. Head of steam, got up the field. His mistake was going side to side instead of north and south. If he would have stayed north and south, he might have hit his head on the goalpost.
Yeah, that's what those missing fullbacks do, and that's what makes them the Bronco Bulls that they are. Gerald not quite big as those boys are, but he does get 5 there. It's 2nd and 5 at the 12. Curley will go in motion from left side to right. Salpe will roll that way. The lefty will throw, and looking for Jeremiah Camaro in there, but it was off his hands and incomplete. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, great fake there by Salpe, rolling out to his right as a lefty. Tough throw across his body. He put it on the money to Jeremiah Camara, and Camara was a little hot, and Camara couldn't handle it.
So it's now 3rd and 5 for the Saints, who are obviously in 4-down territory, but although right now at the 13-yard line, I said it's a 12, we'll put it to 13. So it's really 3rd and 6 for the Saints at the 13-yard line. Curley again is a wing on the left. Kamara is the wing on the right. But Gerald the back in the backfield, Salpe under center. Now Curley goes in motion, and it's a little misdirection for Kamara on the reverse. Kamara has the 10, and it gets slipped down inside the 10 at about the 8. It's going to be close to a 1st down, but naked eye says he's short. We'll see. It's either 1st and goal or it's 4th and short.
Roman Clemson, junior linebacker, outside linebacker on that tackle there, because Kamara on that reverse or that counter coming back to the weak side of the field outside linebacker stayed at home there by Clemson for the Crusaders. Nice tackle.
They spot him down at the 9, so it's 4th and 2 for the Saints from the Lancaster Catholic 9-yard line. Could be a very early development here for the Crusaders defense. They come up with a stop. And here is Schalk on a sweep to the right side. He's got nothing out in front of him at daylight. Good seal block by Curley on the edge, and Owen Schalk will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Very Spartan-esque. From a wing tee, you had Schalk coming in motion and a glorified sweep. He got the quick handoff in motion and took it the distance. Outside sweep, got him on the perimeter, touchdown, Schalk.
So Owen Schalk led the big run that's flipped the field into Berks Catholic's favor on that 41-yard run. Takes it in for a 9-yard scamper for the touchdown. Sophomore Alex Reale is in as the kicker. Again, Cole Harder was cleared to hold the Saints, but not able to play as the quarterback, so he can still do the holding for the Saints as he takes the knee. Waiting, as Saints needed to make a shift defensively or up front. Looks like Mason Mace a little shaken up, so they had to get him out, get a sub in for him. Snap a little high, Harder gets it down, and the extra point by Reale is good. Saints take advantage on their opening series with 9:32 left to go in quarter number 1. Berks Catholic scores possession. Lancaster Catholic has it for the first time when we come back to the Farino Sports Complex live on 830 WEEU in Reading.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Coming up next week on Wednesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk about Sunday's game against the Rams. Then on Friday, it's our Football Friday 8 a.m. hour. We'll talk high school football, and then at 8:30, we'll get you ready for the whiteout up at Beaver Stadium with Penn State beat reporter Rich Scarcella. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Welcome back to Berks Catholic, where the Saints are on top 7-0. And Lancaster Catholic about to get the football for the first time. Holt Wagner is back there as a return man along with Brandon Way. And it will be Hagner is actually going to let a floater's head into the end zone and back out the back for the touchback. And so Lancaster Catholic will start 1st and 10. So I got a chance to talk with Chris Myrino, who's done a great job at Lancaster Catholic. He's in his 6th season as the head coach. And again, he was really good with us and really open with us about the situation they're in. But as we talked about a little bit in the pregame show, if you missed it, they at least have had the time now to do some stuff at practice over the course of the week with Colton Hagner. Again, he's a starting wide receiver, so he knows the offense, but he's obviously changing positions. We'll see how the Crusaders do now under live football here on their first series, starting from the 20-yard line. Hagner going to take the snap from the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself a little option toss, and he's got the edge, and around the edge and across the 40, and open daylight on the run. It's E.J. Torres who's in there as the back. A little option toss and a big run for Lancaster Catholic into Berks Catholic territory to the Saint 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice little option play there by Colton Hagner. Nice little pitch out to E.J. Torres. E.J. Torres did the rest, stiff arming a Saint all the way down the field to the Saints' 41-yard line.
So a 39-yard run on the first play from scrimmage for the Lancaster Catholic. So much for feeling sorry for the Crusaders as they respond in kind. And again, he said they were able to work in some things, work in some wrinkles, as Braylon Johnson will split out as a receiver on the left side. And now a little bit of a wing T-esque look for the Crusaders. They'll put Way in motion, and it's another option keeper. Hagner has it. He fumbled the football. I don't know if he fell on it or not. Saints are saying they have it. We'll wait for the guys in the striped jersey to decide it. Looked like Hagner fell on it, but that doesn't mean he kept it.
I think Hagner hesitated on that. They ran an option to the field. He hesitated on the pitch, kept it himself, and while doing so, tucking it, he fumbled it away, and it's Saints ball. Turnover.
So that's what Lancaster Catholic could not afford to do, but that's what happens when you got a guy running the option and the quarterback for what is essentially the first time. They lose 4 yards on the play, but more importantly, they lose the football. And now the Saints have it right back at their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 with 9:03 left to go in period number 1. 7-0 Saints are on top, and they have the football right back. So that big momentum swing with that big run for Torres of 39 yards takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Lancaster Catholic. We'll see if their defense can respond. As the Saints start again, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Little play action fake. Soppy wants to throw it. He's got a man wide open. It is his tight end, Nick DeFazio, open in Lancaster Catholic territory for a Saint first down at the Crusader 41.
Nice job by Soppy. Nice little throw there. Corner route to DeFazio, his tight end. DeFazio looked like he had 2 left feet. He wasn't sure whether to look over his left shoulder or his right shoulder, and got his feet all tangled up and ended up falling forward for a nice first down.
His second catch of the season, and you were talking about that with Dave Stale, but finding those little safety valves, those little comfort catches to get his quarterback a little bit of a hand.
Yeah, confidence and momentum, as a guy that hasn't played a lot of snaps under center. And Soppy, that was a nice ball from him.
He carries it for a couple from the 41 to the 39 before he's wrapped up and brought down by Roman Clemson. So Aiden Curley's first carry goes for 2 for a second down and 8 now coming up for Berks Catholic there at the Lancaster Catholic 39-yard line. So again, the bevy of backs. We've already seen Curley now carry it. We've seen Kamara carry it. Schalk has carried it a couple times. Gerald, and now Kohler is in there as the fullback. So there is depth right now going on in that backfield for Berks Catholic. Schalk will go in motion from left side to right. Soppy will hand it off for Kohler. The fullback dive. Great surge up front. Kohler still running. 30, 25, and finally tripped up inside the 25, all the way down to the Lancaster Catholic 21-yard line.
Kohler is very deceiving when he runs the ball. It lowers his pads. That momentum forward, a little sidestepping. That was a great run by Kohler, getting up the field, lowering his pad level. Great run by the Saints. First down.
That's an 18-yard run for the fullback, and again, a great surge up front. There's some dudes up front for Berks Catholic and some returning veterans as well. Eric Benetham, Anthony Zatorsky, and Palmer Reber, all returning veterans, with Peter Schmale and Colton Drumheller. It's 6 foot, 233 across the front 5, leading the way for Kohler. Here's Soppy rolling out to his right. The left-hander will dump it off for Schalk. Schalk stiff arms his way out of a tackle inside the 10, dives across the 5-yard line. Owen Schalk has taken the Saints to a 1st and goal.
Nice little rollout there by Soppy again to his right as a lefty. Just dump off, first read to his flat receiver or a flat route, and Schalk did the rest of it, getting upfield, leaped over a defender and just shy of the goal line. Saints ball, 1st and goal on the 3-yard line?
Yep, 18 more on the completion to Schalk. So Schalk's having a big game early on. Now as a pass catcher in addition to what he's done as a runner. Owen Schalk, who's committed now to play baseball at Slippery Rock, having himself a night in a football field. He goes in motion. The give is to Curley, I believe.
Looks like he might be short of the goal line.
You are correct. You're going to spot him down at the 1. So Curley gets the handoff, a little misdirection, puts it 2nd and goal at the 1.
For all you listeners out there, dudes. Dudes is like the new term for big boys up front. That's offensive line averaging on the Saints O-line, 6 foot, 233 pounds. For example, Palmer Reber, 6'3", 260. And you've got Eric Benetham, 6'2", 240. And Anthony Zatorsky, 6 foot, 260. They got some dudes up front. They're running behind. They're running behind right now.
Johnny Soppy will take it on the quarterback sneak, and Johnny Soppy will take it home behind those dudes for the touchdown. Soppy's not a little guy either. Soppy's 205. He's a linebacker playing quarterback, and he just piles behind that, almost the Berks Catholic version of the tush pushes. He just pushes it up the gut behind that big offensive line for a 1-yard run. Here comes Reale on for the extra point. And the Saints add on. Berks Catholic off to a great start here on their home field. When we come back here on WEEU with 6:54 left to go in the first, it is the Saints 14, Lancaster Catholic nothing. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group live on WEEU when we come back after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips.
Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. 14-0 Saints on top. Anthony Rinaldi's kickoff. This time it'll be a return for Hagener from his own three. He's across the 20, slips through. He's at the 30, breaks through a tackle at the 40. Colton Hagener's across midfield and into Berks Catholic territory before finally being run out of bounds by Logan Gonzalez. A huge kickoff return for Colton Hagener, who says quarterbacks aren't athletes.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a big, big play by Colton Hagener. On that return, he broke through. He got past the kicker, and then you had Logan Gonzalez coming from out of nowhere, sophomore defensive back for the Saints, who just got enough of him to push him out of bounds to save the touchdown return by Colton Hagener.
Uh-oh. There's a flag on the field. Lancaster Catholic is walking backwards. So a great run by Hagener. Unfortunately for the Crusaders, is going to get called back on a flag, and that flag is all the way back down around the 20-yard line. So although it was a great run by Hagener, unfortunately for Lancaster Catholic, they're going to start back in their own territory instead of starting in Saints territory. So 6:41 left to go in the first quarter, 14-0, and they're going to spot the ball back at the 15-yard line on the penalty on the kickoff return for Lancaster Catholic.
If I'm a betting man, Hagener is not going to get the call on this play right here.
Because he doesn't have any oxygen in his lungs right about now.
I'm surprised they haven't called a timeout.
So I would think that maybe we might get a chance to see Brandon Way run with the football here, as he's going to line up again on a wing on the right. Chris Baumler is actually lined up behind Hagener, who's taking the snap from the shotgun. Baumler lined up behind him as the back. And it's going to be Baumler who gets the call, and there's nothing doing. Saints will just stack him up and nowhere to go.
Baumler, another big kid, 6 foot, 190-pound running back, linebacker. He's lining up as a fullback where you got the offset in Brandon Way on the wing, yet to touch the ball on offense.
So it's 2nd and 10, no gain on the play for Baumler. Again, Brandon Way limited last week in what they were able to do, 384 yards so far on the season. But Way last year, 2,100 career rushing yards in total with what he's done this year. Section 5, Lancaster Levy League back of the year last year. Career high last season in the win over Columbia. He ran for 243 yards last year against Columbia. Again, lined up as a wing on the right on 2nd and 10. Hagener wants to throw it for the first time. He's going to roll out. He's got Palmer Reber in his face, and Palmer Reber grabs him and tosses him to the ground. Sacked back at the 11-yard line to bring up 3rd down.
Wow, Colton Hagener, at quarterback position, he needs to learn to use a stiff arm, because Palmer Reeder just threw his arm up and just lassoed, pulled him down. There was no scrambling taking place. He was looking for Brandon Way in the flat, but Brandon Way was covered pretty closely by Gerald.
So it's a loss of 3 on the play. First sack for the Saint defense. Pushes them back to the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 13 now, coming up for Lancaster Catholic with 5 minutes and change remaining in the first quarter. Saints on top 14-0. Jeremiah Kamara now in defensively for the Saints, playing as a cornerback on the near side of the field, closest to the Saint bench. 3rd down and 13 from the 12 for Lancaster Catholic. Hagener going to try to throw again under heavy rush, trying to get out of there. Now he's out. Now he's got some room to run. Does he have enough room? He will not, as he's dragged out of bounds across the 20 to maybe the 25-yard line. Coming up and knocking him out of bounds was Colt Drumheller for Berks Catholic.
Yeah, that was a great play by Colton Drumheller. I mean, he was flying around. He flew up out of his spot, linebacker spot, to make that tackle on Colton Hagener.
And it's a good thing he did, or Hagener may have taken it for the first down. He comes up about 4 yards short. Now, without for Drumheller, he may have gotten there. But it'll bring up 4th down and about 3 for Lancaster Catholic. And so E.J. Torres will punt the football. Owen Schalk is back as a return man for Berks Catholic. And
that was blocked.
Deflected, goes straight up in the air. So it's going to be a short kick and another great job of field position for Berks Catholic. They got a piece of it. Might have been Coy Kohler who got a piece of that punt.
Faith Zudi.
Faith Zudi who got it. All right.
Junior outside linebacker running back. Faith Zudi, number 9, got his paw on that to deflect the ball with great Saints field position now at the Crusaders 38-yard line. 39-yard line, or in between.
We see what the officially going to spot. They're actually going to spot even better than that. It's a 33. Yeah, for a 33-yard line. So the Saints are already up by 2 scores with the deflection on the punt. And as a result of it, get great field position. Giovanni DiSabatino will split out as a split end to the right. Gerald is back in as the fullback. Curley halfback left side. And he goes in motion. Soppy rolls that way. Soppy's in trouble. This time Soppy's going to go down as Lancaster Catholic gets through, and Seamus Connor from his inside linebacker spot will wrap him up back at the 40, a loss of 7.
Yeah, nice job by Seamus Connor along with Trenton Moore wrapping him up. Soppy was looking for the home run outside for the go route, and his receiver just it was not, his first read was not there. He pulled it down, and by that time he was getting wrapped up in the backfield.
So it's 2nd and 17 now for the Saints back at the Crusader 40. 4:10 left to go in the first half. Josiah Turman, again, rotators at the split end position. He's now in his split end. He's out on the left side for Berks Catholic. Here is the handoff for Kamara. Kamara gets a couple, then takes a hit, drives it back the other way, and pushes it forward to about the 35. Good run after contact by Jeremiah Kamara as he ran head on into a defender and then pushed it back. That defender was 195-pound Kobe Myers.
Yeah, Kobe Myers, senior, 5'10", 195-pounder, coming up to make the stop on Kamara.
Gain of 5 for the Saints puts it 3rd and 12 now for Berks Catholic at the Crusader 35-yard line.
Third and 12 for the Saints.
Saints will split 2 receivers now, and Gonzalez and DiSabatino out as a receiver with Gonzalez in the slot. Soppy will hand it off the other way for Kamara. A little counter handoff. Great move by Kamara. Is going to get him some daylight. Not enough to get the first down, but he's inside the 30. Nice juke there by Jeremiah Kamara to get him an extra couple to inside the 30 to about the 28. They gain 7. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 5 for Berks Catholic.
A little bit of a delayed draw there out of shotgun with Soppy handing off to Kamara. Kamara takes the ball, takes it to the boundary side of the field, gets up the field, gets just about 7, 8 yards, and gets knocked out of bounds. So you got 4th and looks like you're going for a field goal
here. This is going to be a 47-yard field goal attempt for the sophomore Alex Reale. Part of the hold is down. The kick, it's long enough. Did he get it through?
Good.
He wait for the officials. No, he pulled it left. Waiting for the officials were kind of looking at each other for a while. It was long enough, but he just pulled it left. So the 47-yard field goal attempt for the sophomore Alex Reale just left. And so Berks Catholic does not get the points. And Lancaster Catholic get the football at the 20-yard line.
Well, my eyes are getting bad because that looked like it was going through the,
yellow
posts.
That's why I wait for the guys who are standing underneath the post. They looked at each other for a little bit, and they went, nope. So they got a better view than I do, so I wait for them. They're standing underneath it. So he hooked it left, it would appear. And so the Crusaders dodged that bullet in the sense that they had the block punt, so they get the football now back at their own 20-yard line, but they are down 14-0.
All right, we got Colton Hegener at quarterback. He's lined up in a slot. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of wildcat out of Brandon Way here. Direct snap action with Baumler
as the fullback behind him. Yeah, you're right. And 2 receivers each way with Hegener as one of them, as Matt said. So Way will get his first touch one way or another. He's going to get a snap to him. He fakes the handoff. He's going to roll out with it, and he slips and falls. So Brandon Way trying to cut against the grain and slips and falls down right back at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that was a carpet monster there. He went to make a cut, and his feet came right out from underneath him. But nice little wrinkle there, putting Brandon Way into shotgun formation, little wildcat action.
Yeah,
giving him some options.
Yeah, we asked Chris Myrino if that was a piece of the puzzle. He said we're gonna use it. That's the first time they tried it, and obviously hoping for better results. Looks like they're in it again. Way again will take the snap. It's 2nd down 11. They marked him down actually at the 19-yard line. Again, he fakes the handoff. It's basically the play. This time Way keeps his feet, works his way across the 25, and now close to the 30. If he got the 30 before the Saints ran him out of bounds, it's a 1st down for Lancaster Catholic. We'll see where they spot him now. Looks like he might be about a yard short.
Shane Gang, no, yeah, I think you're right. Yep. I think it's third and about a yard short. That was just a direct snap to Brandon Way, and he called his own number. He looked like option with Baumler to the boundary side of the field, and he took it and ran and got knocked out of bounds with about a yard shy of the 1st down marker.
So 3rd down and 1 from the 29-yard line for Lancaster Catholic. Lots of players shifting in and out at the wide receiver spot, but for the most part, they're window dressing, you would assume, with Way taking the snap in the Wildcat. Way will fake the handoff, and again, the delay handoff, and it just doesn't work out. Berks Catholic is in the backfield, Faith Zudy's in the backfield and wraps him up for the loss. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Got Eric Benetham on a tackle as well. Eric Benetham, number 56, wrapping him up as well. It just doesn't seem like Brandon Way's got the confidence yet under center, calling the plays, taking the direct snap. Wasn't quite sure which direction to go there. So it looked like he took the snap, hesitated, and then just ran it up the middle.
So they lose 3 on the play back to the 26, and now Torres again will punt. Berks Catholic's got everybody up front except one back for the return man. And that return man is Mason Mace. And this time they'll get the kick off. It's a line drive kick that will hit, bounce over Mace's head. It's going to roll and roll. Great job on the punt by Torres. It's going to take a long roll all the way down inside the Saint 25-yard line and down to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, nice kick there by E.J. Torres, sophomore. End-over-end punt, landed over returner's head in DiSabatino, and DiSabatino could not get back in time for the catch, and now Saints are backed up to their own.
Yeah, we see. It looks like they're spotted at 23-yard line. Yep. So the worst field position tonight for Berks Catholic. Of course, the last field position they started in Crusader territory, came away with a missed field goal. It's 14-0 Berks Catholic on top. 1:19 left to go in quarter number 1. Saints on top, 14-0. Their start 1st and 10 here from their own 23-yard line. Dave Staler, who was a longtime offensive coordinator for Rick Healy, now taking over. This is his 2nd year as a head coach. And they'll hand it off for Kamara. Kamara trying to turn upfield from the right side. Lots of Crusaders there to wrap him up. Kamara gets maybe a yard or 2, and that's about it.
Yeah, off tackle Kamara to the field, and really no going there. Nice job at that front 4 and more. Goshenauer, Tongle, and Goshenauer to keep him at bay from turning the corner for a gain of about a yard.
So of all the backs in the backfield for Berks Catholic, and already including the quarterback Johnny Soppy, who has one of their 2 touchdowns, 6 different players have carried the football for Berks Catholic, and Kamara has the most with 4 for a total of 17 yards, but only 1 there, so it's 2nd down and 9 for the Saints, and now some problems before the snap, and a flag goes down. This one is going to be against Berks Catholic. First penalty against the Saints. The procedure will cost them 5, puts them in a 2nd and 14. This could be huge for Lancaster Catholic. They really could use a stop here, especially deep in Berks Catholic territory. Give themselves a little bit better field position. Logan Gonzalez now will check in as the receiver. The officials for tonight's game: Rich Robinson is our referee. Bob Walker is our umpire. Head linesman is Matt DePiro. Line judge, Louis Cintron. Side judge is Nelson Barrios, and the field judge is Hector Vasquez. 2nd and 14 for the 19. Here's Schalk. Sweep the left side. Schalk runs across the 20 to about the 22, 23-yard line. So they get back what they lost on the penalty. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Schalk came in motion out of that halfback position and handed him off for student body left. Sweep to the wide side of the field. And gain of about
4 yards makes it 3rd and 10, and that is the last play of quarter number 1. So the Saints off to the fast start, and right now they've got the football on a 3rd and 10. When we come back, 14-0 is our score. Saints on top of Lancaster Catholic. We'll take a timeout. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group returns on WEEU right after this.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
We start the second quarter alongside Matt Lotto. My name is Bob McCool. A rollout from Johnny Soppy. He finds Jeremiah Kamara that's close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it.
Little rollout to the field, throwback screen to the halfback. It looks like it's coming back.
Yep. Holding penalties, the preliminary call from Rich Robinson. So it looks like the Saints will still be in a third down situation. We're in a 3rd and 10 to start the quarter, but it looks like it will be a holding penalty against the Saints. And they will get backed up instead. So they'll mark off the 10-yard penalty. 2nd down and 15 coming up. So it's backed up to the 12-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down still and about 21 now for Berks Catholic. 3rd and 21. It's the handoff for the fullback up the gut, and Gerald will get a couple to maybe the 20, called down to about the 19, so it'll be a 4th down situation. And for the first time today, the Saints will punt the football.
Nice job there by Trenton Moore, just in his pursuit out of defensive end position, bringing Gerald down from the backside, keeping the Saints at bay. Saints now have to punt it away.
So Alex Reale, who does the place kicking, also does the punting for Berks Catholic. Brandon Way is one of the return men for Lancaster Catholic, and Hagener, it looks like, is the other. The Crusaders stand to get great field position out of this. It's a high snap. Reale gets it, has time, gets it away. It's a high, booming kick. Hagener will field it, call for the fair catch all the way back at about his own 38-yard line. Great punt from Alex Reale. And it'll still be good field position for Lancaster Catholic, but maybe not as good as the Crusaders are hoping for.
That was a big league punt there. Reale just, he had a foot. And I'll tell you what, Colton Hagener back deep for the punt return. He just fair caught it. It was caught up there in the lights.
So it looks like the Saints have themselves a weapon in that sophomore kicker. Again, he missed the 47-yard field goal, but it had enough leg to get there. And now a booming punt from him as well. And the 10th grader has the Crusaders backed up to start from their own 38-yard line. So Lancaster Catholic thinking maybe they're going to start at midfield, backed up a little bit further than that. Hagener back, going to take the snap, and the quarterback with Way behind him now. A little bit more of a standard look. And here's a toss sweep for Way, and again he slips and falls. And the Saints are there to jump on top of him, led by Ryan Spatz.
Brandon Way needs to check his spikes, his cleats.
Yeah,
he's just losing his footing. I don't know if he needs a new pair of shoes or what, but we got to get that. We got to get that changed.
Yeah, it's the second time he has slipped down, and that one's going to cost him big. That's going to cost them 6 yards as he slipped down all the way back at the 32. So again, the field position right now, the battle of that, the Crusaders are losing it, and they didn't help themselves at all with that, as they lose 6 yards on their first play. So now, all of a sudden, they're backed up to their own 32-yard line on a 2nd and 16. Now they're going to split the backs on either side of Hagener.
Yeah, what's your play call on 2nd and 16?
Right. Yeah,
a draw, hand it off to Way, Wildcat. It's tough when you only have a week of practice and you don't have your quarterback.
And now whistle before the snap. I don't see a flag on the field, or do I? Yeah, this is going to cost Lancaster Catholic 5 more. So this looks like it might probably an illegal substitution. Nope, delay a game against the Crusaders. That's going to back them up 5 more. Now they're in a 2nd down and 21. You thought 2nd and 16 was a problem. Now they're backed up to the 27-yard line. Way and Baumler in a pistol set with Hagener, the quarterback. He's going to throw it for the first time. A little out pass. Pass is caught by Braylon Johnson. Makes a couple of moves and gets himself out across the 30. They get some of it back at least to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Braylon Johnson. That was a nice throw and catch there by Hagener to Braylon Johnson. Braylon got up the field to make it a manageable 3rd down and 15.
First completion on the first pass attempt for Hagener. He was 9 for 20 in the emergency roll last week. It's to the 32, called actually to 33. So we'll call it about 3rd and 15 now for the Crusaders to pick up the first down. Johnson will split out on the left side. Baumler's now in a slot on the left.
That was a quick stand-up stop route, that last play. Just pitch and catch.
And now again, a snap beforehand. Looks like Lancaster Catholic may have moved before the snap of the football. If so, that's going to back them up to 5 they just picked up on that pass play. So the Crusaders just doing nothing but hurting themselves right now with some penalties here. And on the second penalty of this drive, they're back to a 3rd and 20. So forward, backwards, forward, and backwards right now for the Crusaders.
I would not want to be the offensive coordinator calling the play on 3rd and 20. There's not a whole lot of plays that you can call to be successful on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, you at least hope to get some of it. Give yourself a little bit better position, maybe to punt the football and back up Berks Catholic. Try to play some field position battle. You're down 14-0 with 9:10 left to go now in the second quarter. Got the pistol set for Hagener. Straight drop, wants to throw it, has time. Now he's going to run out. Now Hagener's going to run with it. He's got some blockers. He's got some daylight. And Hagener is very close to a first down. Depending upon where Colton Hagener stepped out of bounds, this could be a first down run for the Crusaders.
Now that was lightning in a bottle there. Cole Hagener scrambled for the first. That looks like he got pushed out just shy of the first down. He's about 1.5 yards short. But that was a great scramble. Got all the way up the field, got 19 back to make it manageable. And it looks like they may go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, this might be for Chris Myrino. This might be kind of a gamble worth taking. You're at 4th and 1 from their own 47-yard line. You're already down 14 points. And punting it back to Berks Catholic may not be the best option. And it looks like the Crusaders are going to take a timeout. And Chris Myrino is going to talk about it. So you think about the options here for Berks Catholic, for Lancaster Catholic. Again, you pick up the first down, you can keep the drive moving a little bit. But on the other side of it, now if you don't get it, you're obviously giving Berks Catholic a very short field to work with. But really maybe just trying to flip the momentum a little bit for Lancaster Catholic. And I think Chris Myrino is thinking all those things and wants to think about it a little bit more. So he calls the timeout here. First timeout taken for either side.
This is a gamble worth taking, but 14-0. It's still a game. It
right.
It wouldn't be bad to play field position.
Back him up, put him back inside the 15, 10-yard line maybe, and play again. Do you play the field position here, or do you try to go for it?
Looks like they're going to take the gamble.
I can tell you this: next Saturday, and Oregon's in this situation. I don't care if it's at the 27-yard line. They're going for it.
They're going for it.
Now, that's a little bit different offense, but we'll see. Looks like the Crusaders are going to line up. Brandon Way is out there, but it lined up in his usual position under center.
Yeah, he is definitely not their punter. That's E.J. Torres.
Right. Now, again, if you have an experienced quarterback, it's also a spot where you might try to get him to jump off sides, maybe get a freebie. But that's not really the situation Lancaster Catholic finds himself in. 4th down and 1 from their own 47-yard line. Again, Hagener and the offense are lined up out there in that pistol set. Trent Moore is the fullback in the pistol with Way as the tailback. Officials are a little bit of a delay from the officials of spotting the football. I'm not sure what that delay is. If it's a clock situation. So we're kind of stuck here for a moment. They're looking to the sidelines and talking to the Saint coaches. I don't know what their confusion is. So we're still waiting for the ball to be spotted. The ball's on the field, so it looks like we're ready to go. And clock still says 8:57 left to go. So here we go. 4th and 1 for the Crusaders, and they will give it to Way. Way with a little bit of hesitation. Did a second effort come through? Now a flag comes in at the end of the play. Let's see what this is going to be about.
He looked like he was a little short.
Yeah, there's a lot of hesitation right now for Brandon Way attacking the line of scrimmage.
There is. I don't know if he's hurt or if he's just unsure of those cleats or what, but he's not running with a head of steam.
It's going to be a face mask against Berks Catholic, so whether he got it or not does not going to matter. The first down is going to be picked up by way of penalty. Face mask by the Saints. The Crusaders do get the first down, and they are now in Berks Catholic territory at the Saint 47-yard line. So the third penalty against Berks Catholic this time comes on the defensive side, and a huge pickup for the Crusaders. 1st and 10 at the Berks Catholic 47. Clock at 8:45 left to go in the first half. 14-0. Here's Way. Again, trying to find some daylight. Not much doing there. Good job by Berks Catholic to bottle him up. He gets maybe a yard, maybe not. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job up front by the defensive front there by Berks Catholic Saints with Douglas and Zudi and Reber and Benetham to hold him for no gain.
So far, based on what he's done in terms of slipping down a couple of times, that's 5 carries for Brandon Way for a net gain of 1 yard. Unofficial numbers at this point in time, but it's 2nd 10 and 10. Hagener wants to throw for it. Johnson's wide open, and Hagener missed it. just Johnson slipped down as well. He went a little stop route. Kamara backed up. Johnson was wide open, but Hegner just misfired it. Johnson slipped down as well. It's third down.
That's just that's cohesiveness there, right? That's just not enough repetitions between those two guys. You know, from their wide receiver Braylon Johnson running the route to Colton Hegner, just it's timing. Their timing is not together, and that stop route should be money. You should be able to hit that 9 out of 10 times, and it just wasn't there.
It was wide open for sure, but the cohesion was a different story. It's 3rd and 10. Note to self in terms of both sides that stop route was there. Way will shift out of the backfield now. The right side, Hegner's going to run with it the left side. Not much doing as he'll cut up against the grain, and Benetham and company will wrap him up at around the 45. A gain of 2 puts the Crusaders in a 4th.
Yeah, a little window dressing there, just motioning Brandon Way to the sidelines as far as they can to the strong side of the field, and they called Colton Hegner's number, quarterback, in a quarterback dive right up the middle for a gain of about 3-4 yards.
To the 44-yard line, and now the Crusaders will do the field position game, and they will punt the football. Mason Mace is the return man for Berks Catholic. He's going to line up all the way back inside his own 20 at about the 15. Torres with a line drive kick as last time. This time it's a high, short kick, but a great position kick. Hits at the 20, and Mace will pick it up inside the 10 and about the 9. Takes a pop across the 20, keeps on running, and eventually gets run out of bounds. And here comes a flag well after the play is over with. This is probably going to be a hit out of bounds against Lancaster Catholic, and it's going to help out Berks Catholic tremendously as Mace knocked out of bounds at around the 25 or 26-yard line, and then a flag at the end.
That was a late flag coming in. I didn't think, that was Trenton Moore, defensive end, number 5, that came in and laid the wood on Mace. And
he bounced off of that. He kept running, and then that's when the other flag comes in after he's out of bounds. You can't fault the defender. The guy keeps running.
Yeah, I don't know if something was said or what, but they're definitely calling this on the Crusaders.
So it's going to cost them 15 yards and a huge advantage for Berks Catholic. As the Saints, instead of having it at their own 25-yard line, they're going to have it instead at their 41-yard line. For the Saints, with 7:11 left to go in the first half and a 14-0 lead, take it 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Soppy with a handoff for Kohler. The fullback finds a little daylight, slides out of a tackle at the 45. Still on his feet to midfield. Coy Kohler's in Lancaster Catholic territory and finally gets brought down inside the Crusader 35-yard line. There is a flag on the play, but a great 2nd, 3rd, and maybe even a 4th effort for Coy Kohler in that play.
Again, that Coy Kohler, he's very shifty. He's very deceiving with his speed. He doesn't take big strides.
No.
He's shifty, and he brings a low pad level, and that drive. I mean, he's decisive when he runs. That was a great run by Kohler.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Saints, it looks like it's coming back, however, as Catholic is already walking backwards. So the great effort by Kohler looks good on film, but unfortunately it's going to be wiped out by the penalty against the Saints.
His running style, it's like a shift and a hop. It reminds me a lot of Mike Allstott.
Yeah, okay.
Out of that fullback position where it's a lot of fast lateral movement.
Yeah, low to the ground, takes a hit, and keeps on going. Saints are going to get backed up to their 36. It'll be 1st and 15 now for Berks Catholic.
Mike Allstott, that's in former Tampa Bay Buccaneer fullback.
Yeah, the Eagles are heading to Tampa Bay next week. Remember that. Remember Allstott's impression. Here's Schalk on the reverse. Schalk gets across the 40 after taking the hit from Brandon Way. Schalk still picks up what they lost on the penalty. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Is going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Saints from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Brandon Way coming up, making that tackle, coming low on Schalk to bring him down. Otherwise, Schalk had some extra yards down the sidelines.
4 carries for 59 yards for Schalk, and he's also caught one for 18. He's got one of the Saint 2 touchdowns. Johnny Soppy, the quarterback sneak, on the other. 2nd and 10 for Berks Catholic from their own 41. 6:40 left to go in the half. It's 14-0 Saints. Schalk goes in motion. It's the reverse, and nothing there but Crusaders for Aiden Curley. He ran right into Roman Clemson. Curley did what he could, but there wasn't much he could do, and he's going to get brought down a yard back from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Roman Clemson just sat there and was like, "Come to Papa," sitting there just waiting for Curley. Had nowhere to go. That was beautiful. Just fell right in his lap.
So a loss of a yard backwards. Aiden Curley, who was on our Mic'd Up this week, did a great job on our social media. Check it out. It's a loss of a yard. However, for the senior, it's backed up to the 40. Actually, also 2 back to the 39, so call it about 3rd and 12. This time, Soppy, a play-action fake. The lefty wants to throw across the middle. Pass is caught.
Wow.
Fighting for the football and winning the battle is Berks Catholic's Owen Schalk for a first down.
Wow. Play of the game right there. I mean, that ball was going to be intercepted.
Yeah.
That was going to be intercepted there by number 12 for
Ethan Shank had his hands on it, but Owen Schalk had a different idea.
Owen Schalk just pickpocketed it from him. Just took it right out of his hands, said, no, this is mine. First down, Saints.
So Owen Schalk with yet another first down for the Saints on the catch to the Lancaster Catholic 43-yard line. It's a gain of 17. Second catch of the game for Schalk. And it's 1st and 10 for the Saints at the Lancaster Catholic 43. Here's Kohler trying another opportunity. Here he goes again.
Doing the all-stot.
Working his way through traffic, tiptoeing his way all the way down to the 30 and maybe even the 29. That's another big run for Coy Kohler.
I'm still hearing it in my ears. You know, that last play there with Ethan Shank. It had it in his hands. I could just hear the word Oski. Oski. Defensive backs, they yell Oski when they pick the ball off, and he probably was yelling it out there on the field. But Shank on the other side for the Saints, he was like, no. Owen Shank said, nope, this is my ball. First down.
So a 9-yard run there for Kohler puts it 2nd and 1. Here's Schalk on the carry this time, breaking his way through tackles, fighting his way all the way down. Owen Schalk having himself a night for the Saints. Another first down for Berks Catholic. Schalk breaking some tackles in the process.
Breaking some tackles and then carrying Brandon Way down the field with him for a first down. I mean, great hard running. This is back-to-back big plays by Owen Schalk.
Early contender for a Reading Fighting Field player of the game. Schalk with a combined 110 yards of total offense in this football game.
And Schalk, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to Slippery Rock to play baseball.
He is. That's what Dave Staler told us before the game tonight. Here's a handoff, the fullback dive. Kohler again breaking himself through. Somehow or another coming out of the pack, still with the legs churning, all the way down to a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the sophomore fullback.
This sophomore fullback has me excited. His pad level, his lateral movement, lowering his pad level. I mean, he's tough to bring down.
He doesn't look like much on the field.
But
with a football in his hand is a different story.
Not a dude, so to speak,
No.
but he's lowering his pad level.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He's bringing it.
Put a football in his hand. He's a different player. It's 1st and goal. Here's shotgun for Soppy. Soppy's going to call his own number. Soppy's going to take it in for his touchdown.
Now, I'd say that's a dude. You know, Soppy's 6'2", 205 pounds, playing quarterback and middle linebacker. He wants the contact. He lowered his shoulder to get in the end zone there. Touchdown Saints. Johnny Soppy.
Second of the game for Soppy, is 4th of the season. So the Berks Catholic Saints drive themselves down the field for the touchdown. There is a Crusader shaken up on the play. This is going to be a 59-yard touchdown drive for Berks Catholic. Overcoming some hiccups along the way, but the Saints put it in the end zone. As we talked about, it was pretty much of a snap for Soppy. Takes it out of the shotgun and called his own number, hole for him to run through. And the Saints put it in the end zone. But right now the concern is yet another injury for the Crusaders, something they can ill afford at this point in time. They have been banged up for sure over the course of the last couple of weeks. Not sure who that player is, so we won't speculate until we know for sure. But the Saints with the touchdown from Soppy, winning the extra point. 3:51 left to go in the first half. Well, the injured player is sitting up and now standing up. I think it's Trent Moore. It is the tight end / defensive end for Lancaster Catholic, but he's walking off the field under his own power. A little bit of a limp right now, but good to see him walking off under his own power with 3:51 left to go in the first half.
He's been making a lot of tackles for the Crusaders, so it's good that Coach Maiorino is getting him back.
So Soppy with the second run from scrimmage for a score tonight for him, and third for Berks Catholic. And here comes Alex Reale now on to attempt the extra point. Again, Cole Harder is the holder. Harder, the junior quarterback, who the Saints hope to be back to be able to play at the quarterback position next week. Low snap, he digs it out. Reale's extra point.
Reale just sounds like a kicker's
Yeah.
man, right? I mean, and he's built like a kicker.
Yeah, and his leg's pretty good too, that's for sure. He's got himself
Sophomore?
a leg. And that extra point is good. 3:51 left to go in the first half. Saints up their lead. It's 21-0 Berks Catholic when we come back with more high school football presented by Savage Auto Group in Reading right after this.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Let Redner's take care of cooking with our chef-prepared meals available in all of our stores. Crafted by our executive chef, Redner's has you covered for every mealtime, featuring all your favorites like shepherd's pie, beef burgundy, mango salmon, and more. Got a special event? Let Redner's provide your party with everything you need with restaurant-quality items at a fraction of the cost. Plus, with our rotating menu of seasonal meals, you'll always find something new with our chef-prepared meals. Check out the menu at the market or order online at rednersmarkets.com.
Reality's kickoff is boomed.
Hello.
No kickoff return either. Let's add that into the effect that Alex Reale can have on the football game. Punter, kicker, and kickoff as well. And so the Crusaders will start from their own 20 on the touchback.
Only a sophomore. That kid gets in a weight room. I can't imagine he'll be putting the kickoffs through the goalposts like the pros do.
Yeah, he is a big kid, just a 10th grader, 190-pounder. So the Crusaders hoping to try to put something together here with 3:51 left to go in the half. They still have 2 of their 3 timeouts left. And it looks like they're going to go some Wildcat here because here comes Hegner split out as a slot receiver to the left. So Way will take the snap himself, see if he can get himself on track. He's going to hand it off this time. Balmer gets a couple. A little bit of a different look as they hand it off this time in the Wildcat. And he takes it out to about the 28 or 29-yard line.
Yeah, probably one of the nicer runs tonight for the Crusaders.
7-yard pickup to be exact for Baumler. 2nd and 3. Now a little hurry up. And this time Way will keep it himself. He's trapped in his own backfield. Gets out of that tackle. Gets out of another. Brandon Way trying to make something happen. And Brandon Way will get out. Finally getting a chance to see something out of Brandon Way. And he's trying to turn it into a first down. And he did that on his own.
Yeah, faked the handoff and did a little bit of scramble. Called his own number. Probably ran for 20, 25 yards there for the first down all around in the backfield.
Yeah.
But got up the field enough for the first.
In terms of the guys with the chains, it's 8 yards. But to Matt's point, he was all over the place and slipping tackles left and right to make that 8-yard gain. But it is a first down pickup to the 35-yard line. Same look. Way taking the snap. Baumler behind him. And this time it's Baumler. Baumler got 7 the last time. And he's going to follow that line and get himself another. Looks like first down. Now flags come down as Baumler's taken down on the sideline. Let's see what this is going to be all about. This is after the play. This could be huge for Lancaster Catholic. Now there's another Crusader shaking up on the play.
Yeah, Baumler went down and didn't get back up.
So we'll see what the flag is all about. But the play, if it stands, is a first down run across midfield.
Yeah, best run of the night for Baumler. I mean, he was physical, carrying Saint defenders down the field with him down the sidelines, showing some speed. There is a flag on the field.
Yeah.
I actually was just picked up.
Yeah, I thought they were starting to mark. They looked like they were starting to walk it off, but they've spotted the football at the Berks Catholic 44, and it was Baumler, and he's up on it and walks off by himself. So that's good news for Lancaster Catholic. But now in the last couple plays, both Trent Moore and Chris Baumler, a couple of two-way starters, have both been down. So they have got it spotted at the Berks Catholic 44-yard line as a 1st and 10. So not sure if the situation was with the flag on the play, unless it was maybe a face mask and a 5-yard addition, because it looked like he was out of bounds at the 49. So I'm thinking that's what it was. I think it was a 5-yard face mask.
Either that or they're going to call a late hit, and maybe they just picked it back up. Because it was out of bounds on the far sideline.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line after the 20-yard run for Baumler.
Hegner back under center or in the gun.
And he will hand it off to Way. Way finds some daylight to the 40, to close to the 40, the 35, and short of the first down, but another positive run for Brandon Way down to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, just an off-tackle trap there for Way to the short side of the field for a big gain of 8 yards. little shifty run there by Brandon Way.
2nd and 2 now for the Crusaders at the 36. It'd be huge for Lancaster Catholic to come away with points here. There's 2:30 left to go, and they still have 2 timeouts left. They're at the Berks Catholic 36-yard line. As Matt said, Hagener now taking the snap after Way took the last couple in Wildcat. Way is behind him, and they'll give it to Brandon Way. And trying to slip out of a tackle. It slowed him down, Ryan Spatz, but the ankle tackle Way slips through to gain a yard, makes it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Spatz did a nice job. He shoestring tackle there, and Way dove forward for a yard gain, but, still brought it closer to the sticks, so you got 3rd and 1 here.
They'll use up some more valuable time for the Crusaders now inside of 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 1. And obviously it'd be 4-down territory if they don't get it here. But now you have to start being concerned about time. You need a chunk play somewhere along here if you're Lancaster Catholic. 3rd and 1 from the St. 35. They will hand it off to Way, and the Saints just busted up. Faith Judy's in the backfield first, but that's the surge by the defensive line, just pushed backwards.
Yeah, you got to throw that up to the defense there in Faith Zudi. You got Damani Douglas, Palmer Reber, and Eric Benetham. That front four, there was a surge there right up the gut, and capped off by number 9, Faith Zudi.
So a loss of 4 on the play. Now the Crusaders are in a 4th and 5. Talking with Phil Benetham, who is their defensive line coach before the game today, and works on the offensive line as well. And he said they're good, but I think there's more in there. I think there's more that they can do, and they just showed it right there. I mean, they just pushed backwards, and Way had nowhere to go. And the Crusaders are now trying to just run this thing out a little bit, and now they're going to call a timeout. So let some time run off the clock. So Lancaster Catholic's right now trying to make sure that Berks Catholic doesn't have any time to work with. So Chris Myrino lets the clock run down and now calls the timeout with 50.6 seconds left to go. So it's curious, does he punt here to try to back Berks Catholic all the way up inside the goal line, or does he try to at least run it out, knowing that with less than 40 seconds left to go, if they don't get the first down, Berks Catholic still has to go 60, 70 yards to work with.
It's 21-0.
Right.
It's 4th and 5. You got to put points on the board before half, especially losing your starting quarterback last week.
Right.
And you're coming in with your wide receiver playing QB. I think you got to be a gambling man tonight.
The one thing they haven't shown us yet is trying to throw the ball to Brandon Way.
That's
it's
true.
a great time to throw a screen pass somewhere.
A screen pass,
flat pass, something.
Get him out, get him in a slot or out wide, and get him on a go route. Let's see this.
I've been working with a quarterback for too long. Now I'm starting to draw up plays in the book. I've been working with a quarterback for too long.
Hey, get him out. Get him out on the perimeter, and let's see his speed. Hegler, I'm telling you what, Hegner looks like he can throw it.
Yeah, he's an athlete. There's no doubt about that. 4th and 5 for the Crusaders. Following the timeout, Lancaster Catholic only has 1 left. Johnson's going to go in motion towards the line of scrimmage, but now a flag before the snap of the football. Is this going to, if this is against the against Berks Catholic, to be huge for Lancaster Catholic. This is an equipment issue. They're going to bring DeMonte Douglas off the field. So I'm not sure if he had some kind of equipment issue. And that's why they blew the whistle right before the snap of the play. So it's not a flag. It's an officials, we'll call it officials timeout. So DeMonte Douglas had to come off the field for the play. And so now we'll try it again on 4th and 5 from the 39-yard line. And Braylon Johnson in motion and another whistle. And this time there is flags down on the play.
This is execution and, just lack of repetition by the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders. From being under center with Colton Hegener, you got to expect this. Just the fluency isn't there from the offense, from the cadence to the snap. Everything's a little bit off kilter.
So it costs Lancaster Catholic 5. The Crusaders are now backed up to the St. 44-yard line. It's 4th and 10. 49.9 is what's officially left in the first half.
Although Coach Maiorino did say he's definitely dumbed it down or took some of the the plays out of the playbook so they can just be consistent, run the basics.
Lancaster Catholic will get the football to start the third quarter. 4th and 10, and they do the same play and another whistle before the snap of the play. Timeout. They've tried to run this. I'm not sure if it's the same play, but all 3 plays, Braylon Johnson from the split end spot on the right side has gone in motion towards the field, and that's when the whistles have blown. But this time it is the third and final timeout for Lancaster Catholic.
It looks like the punt team's coming on.
You are correct. Here comes E.J. Torres. So they just kind of lined up. They wanted to show Berks Catholic something. And I think more than anything, maybe trying to get them to jump off sides and pick it up. But instead, they end up jumping off sides. And now on a 4th and 10, looks like the Crusaders are going to try to back up Berks Catholic here, give them as little time as possible and as much yardage that they have to gain as possible as well.
He doesn't listen to Kenny Rogers, the gambler?
Apparently not. So Torres will punt. Saints have to shift now to get personnel on. I don't think Berks Catholic was sure that they were going to punt the football, but now they got to shift their punt team on.
Actually, it'd be tough here on 4th and 10.
Torres is straight up in the air. Got very little distance. Needs a bounce. It's going to bounce the other way. That looked like a lob wedge straight up in the air and bounce backwards. And so Berks Catholic gets a little bit better field position as a result. 39.8 left to go in the first half. Saints have all 3 timeouts to work with.
Would have been a difference in 6 yards if they went for it.
Yeah.
And not gotten it.
Right.
Difference of 6 yards. That's how short of a kick that was.
Yeah. In hindsight, might as well have just gone for it.
Might as well have gone for it.
Yep.
4th and 10. Hey. Let's do it. 21-0, and what we got on the clock? We got 39 seconds on the clock. So this gives the Saints time for their 2-minute drill here, and let's see if Johnny Salpe's been practicing the 2-minute drill with the Saints.
With all 3 timeouts to work with and a 21-0 lead, DiSabatino will split out on the right side, split in, and Schalk will split out with him on a slot. They will hand it off. And the give is to Kamara. No, it's Gerald. Gerald makes a man miss. Great open field tackle. It's a first down pickup, and it's Hegener goes up the free safety spot to trip up Gerald. He might still be running, but he's down to Lancaster Catholic 49-yard line.
Great open field tackle by Colton Hegener. And even better, he's a class act. My hat goes off to him. Not only did he take
Gerald.
Did he take Xavier Gerald down? Xavier Gerald lost his cleat, and Colton Hegener picked it up and handed it to him.
Yeah.
You talk about, being
play the game the right way.
Class act and playing the right way. That's sportsmanship. So my hat goes off to Colton Hegener.
12-yard pickup for Gerald. The Saints will call their first time out with 37 seconds remaining in the halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll throw things back to WEEU studio. Jeff Nolan will fill you in on all the scores, Berks County and beyond. A preview of what our scoreboard show will look like coming up after we're done here at the Farino Sports Complex. Matt Light will be down the field during our Pizza Como Temple post-game show. Words with the winning coach, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, and a whole lot more coming up tonight. And then the scoreboard show will fill you all in on everything else that's going on. Find out what's going on out in Temple with the Muhlenberg and Governor Mifflin game. It's a big one in Section 2 of the LL with the Mules off to a 4-0 start. 1st and 10 for Berks Catholic from the Lancaster Catholic 49-yard line. High snap. Salpe pulls it down. Salpe across the middle. Wide open is his tight end. And it's DeFazio for the catch for a first down to about the 33-yard line and a gain of 16.
Coach Staller definitely got Salpe some confidence early, with completions, throwing in the flat, hitting his first read because he threw a nice, beautiful ball there to his tight end, DeFazio.
Little sprint out this time for Salpe, but this time the pass is low and it's incomplete. Does stop the clock. Maybe not a bad thing. DiSabatino was the man there. But that stops the clock for the Saints with 26.6 left to go in the half. 2nd and 10 from the Crusader 33-yard line.
Yeah, that was Johnny Salpe rolling to his left, being left-handed, and he didn't get his shoulders square to his receiver. And, accuracy played a factor in that based off his mechanics.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Josiah Turman will check in as the receiver. He's split left. Logan Gonzalez is slot left. Kamara is the halfback to the left of Salpe as well. He's going to throw back to the right for Schalk. Schalk, one-on-one, breaks that tackle. Wow. Still on his feet, breaking 2 tackles and all the way down to the 20. A 13-yard first down gain for Owen Schalk.
Wow. Owen Schalk just lowered the boom on Chris Baumler.
Yeah, he did.
Just lowered his shoulders and just knocked Baumler right to his back. And then a second defensive player. What a run. This kid is having his having a game, Owen Schalk.
70 yards on the ground on 5 carries. That's his 3rd catch of the night for 53 yards. And the first touchdown tonight for Berks Catholic. So a combined 123 yards for Owen Schalk.
Senior, 6'1", 180 pounds, committed to Slippery Rock. Hey, Slippery Rock head football coach, you might want to take a look at this young man.
Yeah, maybe make some use of him in the fall, not just the spring. He's going to Slippery Rock to play baseball. But He is having himself a night here on his home field on his senior night. He has got the Saints as a result. They have spotted actually at the 21-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, 17.6 left to go now in the half. And the Saints burned their second timeout. So they still have one left to use. And again, only Lancaster Catholic will get the football to start the third. Must-stop territory here for the Lancaster Catholic defense. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Soppy from the shotgun. Going to roll out to his left. Being chased as he does so. Looks for an open man. A little underneath route towards the sidelines for Kamara. I'm not sure if he made the catch. He was out of bounds, but he catch the football before he went out of bounds.
Yeah, calling that out of bounds. That was nice composure there by Soppy. You know, running all the way, scrambling all the way to the sidelines, and then hesitated, and then made the throw to the sidelines. And maybe that was the reason his receiver maybe stepped out of bounds as he was catching the ball.
Actually, I believe that was Logan Gonzalez, number 2, not Kamara, number 3. Now, there's a flag thrown well after the play was over with. Not sure what that's all about. Officials are going to talk this over. If the play stands as it is, it's 2nd down and 10.
A 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, they
Holding, maybe?
They backed up the Saints.
No.
Waiting for the Rich Robinson threw the flag. He's picking up the flag, putting it in his pocket, but they've already, as Matt said, they've already walked it off. So they're going to back up Berks Catholic. It's after the play's over with, it repairs because it's no, it's not. 2nd down and 15. So it is a penalty against Berks Catholic. Backs them up 5. 2nd and 15 now at the 26-yard line.
So Jeff and the scoreboard team at halftime, I got one for them early. Haverford, who Wyomissing beat 2 weeks ago, beat Bonner Prendy,
the number one
team in 4A.
Woo!
28-24 today.
Interesting. Here's Soppy throwing across the middle. It's through the hands and incomplete. Almost picked off again. Lancaster Catholic could not hold on. It's going to fall incomplete. Brandon Way had it, but could not hold on to it. It's 3rd down.
Soppy will be glad he put some heat on that ball because that made it through. That got through Brandon Way's hands pretty quick.
And there was some daylight for him to run, too.
There was.
6.6 left to go. The Saints are going to run Alex Reale out there to try a field goal again. He missed just left from 47 yards out. This one will be from 43 yards out. So a 43-yard field goal attempt for sophomore Alex Reale. Again, Harder, the quarterback, is the holder. Snap is down. The hold, didn't get much on it. It might have been partially blocked, but did not get much on that kick at all, and it's no good. And so Lancaster Catholic does get the stop they were looking for there with 2.6 left to go. Crusaders have to take a snap and probably take a knee.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there for Reale. I don't know if that was a hurry-up type of quick snap or whatnot, and the holder didn't get it down, but that was like a spiraled kick way off to the left. Just didn't even have a chance in the uprights.
So Lancaster Catholic gets the stop they needed to keep Berks Catholic from adding on. And again, the Crusaders, I'll remind you, will get the football to start the third quarter. So that's what Chris Myrino has at least in his pocket here. So I would imagine he'll have his quarterback just either take a knee or just play it safe and have him run with it and make sure there's no mistakes made here and take it to the locker room. Agner will take the snap in the shotgun. He will take a knee, and that's going to bring the half to a conclusion. Still a good one for the Berks Catholic Saints. They did all the scoring. 21-0 is our score. We'll take a timeout. Back with our Lincoln Plumbing League halftime show. Saints on top of the Crusaders. 21-0 live on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience of help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Matt Lytle, my name is Bob McCool. It's 21-0 Berks Catholic on top. Saints scored on their first possession on an Owen Schalk 14-yard touchdown pass completion from Johnny Soppy. It was from a 9-yard run for a touchdown. And the extra point was good. It was 7-0 Saints on top, and then a Johnny Soppy 1-yard touchdown quarterback keeper. That made it 14-0 at the end of the quarter. And then Soppy with another 5-yard run for the score for Berks Catholic's third touchdown. It's 21-0 Saints on top. Matt, we started this game going back to the pregame and back to your keys to the game. You're talking about Brandon Way having to have a night. Brandon Way has that in his arsenal. Again, last year, his career high, he ran for 234 yards against Columbia. He has just not been able to get untracked at all tonight so far in the first half.
Well, I can tell you this. J.J. Boaz must have been the heart and soul of this offense, the senior quarterback. I got to tell you, Colton Hegener, class act, he's a senior as well. He's come in, filled the void after a week of practice under center. But I can tell you this right now, Brandon Way being a senior, 6 foot, 190 pound, committed to Villanova, that kid needs to step up in this second half. I did not see any passion. I did not see any hustle or lightning or electricity out of that Crusader team. If I'm Coach Maiorino, I would definitely come to that locker room and say, guys, do you want to play in the second half or what? Because there was not a lot of fire and passion out on that field on the Crusader sideline.
Brandon Way ends up with 9 carries for just 14 yards. We'll see if that is the case, and we're going to find that out pretty quickly, as Lancaster Catholic, again, will have the football to start the third quarter. 21-0 is our score, again, here from the Farino Sports Complex on the campus of Berks Catholic High School. We throw things back now to our WEEU studios and Jeff Nolan and our halftime show with scores from around Berks County and beyond.
All right, thank you very much there, Bob McCool, as we are at the break and a 21-0 lead for Berks Catholic, as you heard Bob giving the statistical information at the half. Once again, that Berks Catholic defense really rising to the occasion. Brandon Way, who comes into this game, one of the top rushers in the area, just really held in check while their offense has been able to accumulate 21 points. So good start for Berks Catholic, who dropped this game last year on a heartbreaker, fumbled the ball late, had a chance to win, couldn't cash in. Right now, they're at the front of the line at the bank, as they say, with all the money in their hands. 21-0, Berks Catholic leading Lancaster Catholic. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, Dalton Moore, the pride of Bloomsburg University, is going to join us. We're going to run the halftime scores here on a Friday night, week number 5 of the high school football season. You're catching us here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Coming up next week on Wednesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk about Sunday's game against the Rams. Then on Friday, it's our Football Friday 8 a.m. hour. We'll talk high school football, and then at 8:30, we'll get you ready for the whiteout up at Beaver Stadium with Penn State beat reporter Rich Scarcella. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Yeah, I got your groovy thing going on there. Welcome, everybody. It is halftime here on a Friday night, 19th day of September, week number 5 of the high school football season. We are cozily sitting here in the spacious and very clean and very comfortable and modern studios on the second floor of 4th and Court. I'm Jeff Nolan. No Matt Knob tonight. Matt's covering racing, and you'll be able to get all the details on his show Monday night at 6 o'clock in the dirt. So Dalton Moore has made the 2.5-hour ride down from his perch up there in Bloomsburg University, and he's left the job behind, the full-time or the part-time job that goes with college. I'm talking about the Olive Garden job. He just left that off to the side. Dalton, you're going to do some scores with me tonight, buddy. You ready to roll?
Sounds great, Jeff.
All right. Dalton, of course, not only Bloomsburg, but also the pride of Daniel Boone High School, which I was educated tonight quite a bit about the surrounding areas. And I was at Daniel Boone for softball, and I thought it was a beautiful campus and beautiful area. And these guys agreed with me that it was very nice. You enjoyed your time at Daniel Boone, right, buddy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you did. You played football, right?
Yep.
You were a volleyball player?
Yep, junior and senior year.
All right. Okay, you ready to hit scores? You follow my lead, buddy, and let's see if you keep up. 21-0. Berks Catholic lead over Lancaster Catholic right now. And Saints looking improved to 3-2. Schuylkill Valley on the horizon next week. So win today, and you got to get on the road next week. They're in pretty good shape. Hey, how about Wilson? Doug Dom's Dalton is looking for career win 200. Do you have a chance of getting it tonight?
Yep, they're up 21-14 over Cedar Crest in a real barn burner.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can hold on to that lead and get him the 200th win.
Yeah, 200, of course, in that career for a man that didn't want to be a head coach for more than a year. But if we talk to him tonight, he'll elaborate more. Manheim Township, 3-1 to start the season, Dalton. It looks like they're in pretty good shape to get to 4-1.
Yep. Penn Manor's leading over Reading 8-0 in an early score, but nothing much has happened since then.
Well, I will tell you, my friends at Reading, if you have an opportunity last night, since I was at the Ole Valley Fair, Sean and I and Sammy Bremerkamp, we were all there doing the broadcast. So Matt Knobb was here, and Matt was able to sit in and do Slice of Sports for me. He had Troy Godinay, and he had 3 players on last night. They were tremendous.
It was, and Matt was proud to tell me that it was the first time this year that all of the pizza was gone afterwards by the players. They all took multiple slices, and they all finished. He had a couple offensive and defensive linemen, and, those boys got to eat. So
they did.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, and, of course, Nino's is the official sponsor. Nino's Pizza right there, and Reading is the official sponsor. So, the Reading guys plowed through that. And by the way, so it's on, visit our podcast, and if you didn't get a chance to listen, check it out. Hey, William Tennant and McCaskey tonight, both teams 0-4, looking for first wins. Tennant is the home team. It's quite a ride for McCaskey to get down there to basically Central Bucks area. And right now, William Tennant, not being gracious as a host, they lead McCaskey 15-0. Good game tonight, Dalton, between Conestoga Valley and Spring Grove.
Yes, it is. It's 12-7 at Conestoga Valley, and Sawyer Espenshade has 12 touchdowns on the season for passing.
Yeah, and he had what do you have, 1 or 2 tonight? You got one tonight?
He has 1 tonight.
All right. How about this? Governor Mifflin and Muhlenberg started kind of slow. 3-0 early lead for the Mustangs, but right now Muhlenberg looking to start the season 5-0. Well, they've put 14 points on the board. Late second, 14-3. Governor Mifflin leads in. Muhlenberg leads Governor Mifflin 14-3 late in the second quarter. Exeter putting a lot of points on the board tonight.
Yeah,
Dalton against Lebanon.
Talk about a bad host. Exeter up 43-6 on Lebanon really quickly in this game. Halftime there. Let's see if they can add more at the end of the second half.
Yeah, 46 straight losses for Lebanon, and that's not going to change. Ephrata, a 13-7 lead against Elizabethtown tonight. Conrad Weiser and Manheim Central. Dalton, you've been following this one. I'll let you explain it.
It is 2-0 at Manheim Central after a well-placed punt by Manheim. They kept the ball at the 1-yard line for Weiser and forced a safety. That's the only score, and that was early in the first quarter.
2-0. That's right. Dalton said it. 2-0. Warwick and Cocalico. Cocalico, not a great season. 1-3 to start the campaign so far. They're trailing Warwick at the half, 24-0. Fleetwood tonight, Dalton having trouble scoring points as well.
Yep, getting shut out by Garden Spot at home. Not a great way to start, keep your season going.
No, especially after coming off a pretty good performance against last week, Sean. The game last week, my brain went flat. The game you were at. Do you remember? It was Fleetwood and
Conrad Weiser.
Conrad Weiser. Thank you. Whew. Age just showed up there unexpectedly. How about this one? Anvil, Cleona, and Columbia. I think this is one of those games. It's going to be a really good game because two teams that are, swinging back up. 14-14, Anvil, Cleona, and Columbia at the break. How about you take the next one there, Dalton?
Peckway Valley is losing 6-21 at Schuylkill Valley.
What's the score?
6-20. Oh, sorry, 21-6 Schuylkill Valley. My apologies.
No. So the inside joke here is that I had trouble saying Peckway Valley for about 10 weeks last year. Sean never lets me live it down. Well, I mean, Dalton stumbled too, and we corrected him right away. But then we got him the 6-21. You were so concentrated on Peckway Valley.
Yep, I just wanted to get it right.
You were right. Kutztown has a 13-7 lead over Hamburg. Right now, they are approaching the half. Let's take another timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap and pack it here. Get ready to send it back out to Berks Catholic. Right now, the Saints have a 21-0 lead over Lancaster Catholic. You're listening to the halftime right here on the Voice of Berks and Beyond 830 WEEU.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Final segment here at the break. And Dalton, there's a couple scores we missed. You want to get caught up on here?
Absolutely. Donegal's hosting North Lebanon. They're up 14-0. And Daniel Boone is losing 0-21 at home versus Lamter Stroudsburg.
Would that be 21-0? Not 0-21?
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to talk to this young man at the break. All right, listen, we have fun here, but all the action takes place at the stadium. We're going to see you after the game. Dalton and Gracie Raleigh's going to join us as well. Let's kick it back now. Berks Catholic, Lancaster Catholic, second half action. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you after the game.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Welcome back to our Lincoln Plumbing halftime show where the Berks Catholic Saints lead the Lancaster Catholic Crusaders by a score of 21-0. It was an Owen Schalk 9-yard touchdown run to finish off a 6-play, 69-yard drive. Schalk was a big piece of that puzzle. He had a 41-yard run to flip the field to Berks Catholic's favor. And again, that 9-yard run to finish it off. The extra point by Alex Raleigh made it 7-0 on the first series for Berks Catholic with 9:32 left to go. Saints were on the board first. They added on a 1-yard quarterback sneak from Johnny Soppy. With 6:54 left to go in the half, after two scores, Berks Catholic was on top 14-0. And then the Saints were able to be held in check a bit. They did have a missed field goal in there, a 47-yard missed field goal from Alex Raleigh, who also missed a 43-yarder for Berks Catholic. But they also had another touchdown run from Johnny Soppy. And as a result of that, it's the Saints on top 21-0. Soppy 6 for 9 in the first half for 83 yards. But again, Owen Schalk right now is the story of the game for Berks Catholic. in terms of what he's done offensively. He's carried it 5 times for 70 yards. That leads the way for Berks Catholic, the most carries and the most yards. And he's also caught 3 passes for 53 yards. So a total of 123 yards, including that touchdown run for 9 yards. So great start to the football game for Owen Schalk, and how's the Berks Catholic Saints on top. But also, Matt, getting back into the quarterback play of Johnny Soppy. Again, in terms of doing the job, he's not their prime quarterback. He's playing quarterback. He's a linebacker playing quarterback at this stage of the game. They hope to have Cole Harder back next week to be able to play quarterback. But Soppy filling in that role. 6 for what Soppy's done.
No, Soppy has been outstanding. And whether Cole Harder might not be coming back. I mean, based off his showing tonight, Soppy's 6 of 9. He's had great completions, running the ball really well. I mean, I wouldn't want to get in front of him down on the 5-yard line. They called his number in shotgun, and he took it in. He ran some dudes over to get in the end zone. He's a middle linebacker. The guy's physical, and he's been calm under pressure at that quarterback position and made some nice throws. A couple really nice throws to his tight end over the middle.
And again, the bevy of backs that Berks Catholic has right now, led by the sophomore fullback Coy Kohler, in addition to Schalk's 70. Kohler's run it 4 times for 40. The now addition of Jeremiah Kamara into the mix, 4 carries for 17 yards. Aiden Curley's just 3 carries for 5 yards, and Xavier Gerald 3 carries for 24. So lots of options for Dave Stiller to call up on his play sheet in terms of what they want to run for wing T, but they'll start out on defense. And Lancaster Catholic will have Brandon Way and Colton Hagan are back deep, awaiting the kickoff from Reale. And this kickoff will be fielded by Way from about his own 3. Way across the 10, 15, up the middle. Brandon Way to the 30. Makes a cut. Brandon Way is loose. Brandon Way is in the open field, and no one's going to catch him now. Opening kickoff return of the second half, and it's Brandon Way as on cue for the 97-yard kickoff return.
Well, Maya Reno must have said something at halftime, because that was electric run right there. Now, that's the Brandon Way that Villanova is looking for and signed, or has committed to. That was an incredible kick return. He was not getting touched. He pulled away at the end with the last 2 Saint defenders. Electric run there by Brandon Way, taking it to the house.
Once he got to the 50, no one was going to catch Brandon Way, and the Crusaders with the answer they were looking for. And the second half kickoff was presented by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing cost of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. So the Crusaders now are lining up for an extra point, but there's a penalty beforehand. They're going to back up 5.
I sent Brandon Way a text message at half, just so you know.
Apparently, whether it was Chris Myrino's message or yours, something got to Brandon Way. But that's what we knew was there. We knew that that's in the tank for Brandon Way, and obviously he responded with the opportunity on the kickoff return.
And he was running so fast on the kickoff return. I don't know if he changed his cleats at halftime or what, but there was no slip in there. He put on his sprinter shoes on that kick return.
So again, some confusion on the lineup for the extra point. Both teams end up going to the sidelines. And now the kicker is out there for Lancaster Catholic. That's Simon Wickenheiser, who is the kicker. Left footer. Hayden DeSoblin is the holder. And now we've got the signal for the extra point attempt. Snap good, hold down, and the lefty's kick is no good. He hooked it to the left, hooked it to the right. And so the extra point no good, but the Brandon Way 97-yard kickoff return to start the second half has the Crusaders right back in this game now at 21-6. And so, as we said, they will get the opening kickoff to start the second half. And they made the most of it.
Definitely the momentum they needed coming into this second half. Not sure what was said at halftime, but definitely they came out to play. Now it's a ball game now, two-score game.
And they did stop Berks Catholic their defense, that is, did stop Berks Catholic's last offensive series before the half, and for that matter, held them off the board for ultimately trying a 43-yard field goal that was no good. So we'll see if the Crusaders have it in them to hold the Saints back down, as now the Crusaders will kick off. So now we got to figure it out. Okay, so the penalty was against Berks Catholic on the extra point attempt. So they went ahead and kicked it, but now it's a 15-yard penalty assessed against Berks Catholic on the kickoff. So the Crusaders are going to kick off from Berks Catholic territory at the 45-yard line.
So what do you think? Onside kick here?
I would.
45? Absolutely. Why not?
You had nothing to lose. You're kicking from the 45. It's got to go 10 yards.
So
it's the 35.
Yeah, you give it to them at the 35 or the 40 or the 30. I mean,
if you kick it out of bounds, it's going to the 35. So if you kick it on sides, it's got to go 10 yards. That's the 35. You have absolutely nothing to lose by not trying it. The Saints are thinking that way. Owen Schalk is the deepest man. He's all the way up at about the 12-yard line. So the Saints are expecting it. We'll see if that's what Wickenheiser has been told to do. Nope, no. He's going to kick it deep. Schalk will let it go. It's into the end zone, and they'll take it to the 20.
Interesting.
So
they must not do onside kicks, or they just haven't practiced it. But that was a missed opportunity there for the Crusaders.
So the Saints will get their first series, 1st and 10 from the 20. Again, Johnny Soppe, first half, 6 for 9 for 83 yards, throwing the football. Ultimately, his running numbers don't look as good because there was a sack mixed in. Run for 2 scores. He's got 4 touchdown runs on the season. Saints again from the 20. Sabatino will split out as the receiver on the right side. Schalk is on the left side. Curley is on the right. Gerald is the fullback. Soppe under center. The give is to Gerald. Gerald has a hole. Gerald's the 25. Straight arms his way out of the tackle at the 30. Xavier Gerald down the sideline and run out of bounds all the way out near midfield, depending on where he stepped out of bounds.
Gerald just matched the passion or the speed of Brandon Way there. Gerald just was shot out of a cannon out of that fullback position and really got up the near sidelines here and was just short of keeping it infield and taking it to distance.
27 yards on the run. Pretty impressive straight arm there by Xavier Gerald. And it's a 1st and 10 for Berks Catholic at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, by far his best run of the night.
He stays in there as the fullback. Same look. Schalk left, Curley right. Curley will go in motion now. And the give on the reverse is Schalk. Schalk looking for daylight. Finds some daylight.
Wow.
Spins his way through a hole and turns it into a first down run.
Great run there by Schalk. Spin move, went complete 360 there and got up the field enough for a first down. First down, Berks Catholic Saints.
To the Lancaster Catholic 43-yard line. So that's a gain of 11 more on the run for Schalk. He's now over 80 yards unofficially on the ground on the night. And it's 1st and 10, back-to-back first down runs for the Saints. They had 11 total first downs in the first half, 2 more to start on their first 2 plays here in the third quarter. Give his back to the fullback Gerald. This time he's met, pushed back, still on his feet, turns nothing into something. Now a flag after the play is over with. First man to meet him was Nikitas Gochnauer, 6'2", 280-pound defensive tackle. Couldn't wrap him up, but a flag thrown right around that spot. And the Saints are already walking backwards. Wait to see what the flag is. They're marking it off. It's going to be, it looks like a 10-yard holding penalty against the Saints. 7th penalty of this game for Berks Catholic, the 2nd in this half. And now they're backed up on their side of the 50, back to the 47-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 20 now for Berks Catholic. Schalk in motion to give his to him. Sweep left side. Schalk trying to get the edge. Has the edge. Has it up to the 40. Schalk out of bounds. Close to another Berks Catholic first down, depending on where he stepped out of bounds.
Another nice little window dressing there. Him in motion, jet sweep. Had Soppe just handed, as soon as he takes the snap, handing it off to Schalk. And Schalk behind his offensive line, a little hidden, ends up just running. Full-out sprint to the sidelines, gets it up the field enough for a first down. That was another big run by Schalk now, which takes him over 100 yards for the night.
104 unofficially on the 23-yard carry. It's 1st and 10 at the 31. 3 first down runs in this quarter and in this drive for Berks Catholic. 1 by Gerald, 2 by Schalk. Schalk now lined up in a slot on the right side. Soppy's going to give it to Curley. His first half carry the second half. That's good for a good push inside the 25-yard line. Berks Catholic offensive line starting to take charge of this football game a little bit.
Yeah, Roman Clemson there a little bit on his heels, making the tackle down the field on Aiden Curley. Hard run there by Aiden Curley, lowering his pad level as well for a nice 7-yard gain.
Fourth carry of the game for Curley. Second down, we'll call it about 4 for Berks Catholic at the 25 of Lancaster Catholic. 10:30 left to go in the third quarter. 21-6, Saints on top.
Be nice if the other running backs' names were Mo and Larry.
2nd and 4. Confusion in the backfield on the handoff. Soppy and Gerald ran into one another, and ultimately Gerald is pushed backwards. It's going to be a loss for the Saints, only back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, miscommunication there between Soppy and Gerald. I mean, it's just they both. One of them are. I don't know who opened the wrong way or which way's right, which way's left. But at the end of the day, they were on the wrong page.
So Gerald ends up losing 3 yards on the play. They're going to spot it down back at the Crusader 28. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Decided 10 minutes left to go in the third. 3rd and 7. Big spot here for the Crusader defense. Can they come up with a stop here? Schalk goes in motion, now stops in the backfield. Give is to Curley. Pull to the 25, and then brought down, and another flag thrown in at the end of the play. Curley on the carry takes it to about the 25 or the 24, but this again is going to be against Berks Catholic.
Dosablon on the tackle of Curley. I didn't know if that was a face mask or what. No, it's another holding penalty.
No, it's against Berks Catholic again. Dave Staler is incredulous on the sidelines. The penalties mounting now for the Saints? That is unofficially 8 penalties against Berks Catholic. It's going to be another hold against the Saints. Backs them up again. This is huge in Lancaster Catholic's favor. Now it would have been 4th and short. Now it's going to be 3rd down still. But the line of scrimmage is now all the way back to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 17 for the Saints. Schalk in motion to give it to him on a sweep on the right side this time. Schalk has the 35-30 and dives inside the 25. We'll see where they spot him down. Brandon Way comes up to make the tackle. They're going to get back a chunk of it, but it's going to be 4th and about 7 or 8, depending on where they spot this football.
I know with all these penalties, there's been a little bit of lack of discipline and execution with Berks Catholic shooting themselves in the foot. But I tell you what, this Owen Schalk is executing when he is handed the ball off, or when he catches the ball. This guy's executing. He wants it tonight.
Yeah, they gave him much better spot than I thought. It's 4th and 3 now for Berks Catholic. So that turned into a 14-yard run for Schalk. Now he'll go in motion right side to left. The give is to Gerald. The fullback's got a hole. He's got the first down. The Saints keep the drive moving inside the 20 and down to about the 17-yard line.
Big hole off tackle there. Off tackle following. He just following his Palmer Reber and Peter Schmale up front. Big hole off tackle there to the left. And nice first down run there by Xavier.
So the Saints pick up their 4th first down in this drive. They started at their own 20. They've overcome 3 penalties in the process of this drive as well. But they've got it 1st and 10 now at the Crusader 17-yard line. Get the 17s marked here at the Farino Sports Complex in honor of Anthony Myers, former Saint football player and all-around great athlete, as Aiden Curley gets the carry, drags a tackle with him to the 15 and down there for a gain of 2.
Yeah, Curley following Xavier Gerald there off tackle, and nice tackle coming up to make the stop again. Caden Dusablon.
2-yard gain for Curley at the 15-yard line, 2nd down and 8. The big mention of the twin brothers for Lancaster Catholic, defensive lineman and offensive lineman as well. Max Gockenauer and Nikitas Gockenauer. Max is 6'2", 275. Nikitas is twin brother, 6'2", 280. Bet those two can put some damage on a food bill. Here's Gerald getting the handoff. Not a whole lot there, as one of those aforementioned Gockenauer twins, Nikitas, had him initially, threw him to the ground. Trenton Moore, who's back in the game for Lancaster Catholic, came up with the football, but Gerald was down at the 10 after a gain of 5.
Yeah, whether you go to Sam's or you go to Weiss or you go to Giant, they are racking up the bill feeding those two boys.
It's 555 pounds of twins right there between the two of them. 3rd and 3 for the Saints at the 10-yard line. I would normally say 4-down territory for Berks Catholic, but not with the leg of Alex Reale. It's 3rd and 3. Give is to Kamara. Kamara dances his way to what looks like a Saint first down. Looks like he's at about the 6, and it'll be first down and goal to go.
Yeah, wrapped up. That was a nice touchdown-saving tackle there by Nikitas Goshenauer, 6'2", 280-pound senior. Had a hold of Jeremiah Kamara's leg and just death grip on there. Would not let him get loose.
So 5 first downs in this drive for the Saints. The bad news is they can't pick up any more in this drive because good news is they're first and goal at the 6. Kamara stays in the backfield, but it's Gerald who gets the call right up the gut. Gerald's second effort will get him in the end zone. Looked like he was stood up at the 4. Second effort puts him in.
Yeah, Roman Clemson, linebacker for the Crusaders, stood him up. And Xavier, I'll tell you what, Xavier just kept chugging. Gerald just kept chugging his feet and carried Roman Clemson right in the end zone with him for a touchdown.
Saints have 2 fullbacks, and Gerald and Kohler. Neither one tips the scale a lot, but they run a lot bigger than the 160 and 185 they're listed on the roster.
You're right, they do. They run hard. I mentioned Mike Allstott. Allstott from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That guy just lowers his pad level and always is bouncing off guys and carrying guys into the end zone. And Xavier Gary, proved my point right there. He carried Roman Clemson into the end zone with him for 4 or 5 yards until he was in.
6 yard for the touchdown total and 6:21 left to go. Alex Reale's extra point is good. When we come back to Berks Catholic High School, Saints on top of the Crusaders, 28-6.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Coming up next week on Wednesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk about Sunday's game against the Rams. Then on Friday, it's our Football Friday 8 a.m. hour. We'll talk high school football. And then at 8:30, we'll get you ready for the whiteout up at Beaver Stadium with Penn State beat reporter Rich Scarcella. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Colton Hagenaar will pick it up at about the 1 yard line on a bounce, running up the far sidelines, and Hagenaar will take it Hagenaar takes it to about the 20 yard line. So the quarterback who returns the kicks as well as the punts for Lancaster Catholic. Again, wide receiver was Colton Hagenaar up until last week when he was forced into the quarterback role and his run to about the 20 yard line. So that's where Lancaster Catholic starts. This is really their first offensive series of the second half after Brandon Way ran the opening kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown.
I might take him off kick return when playing quarterback, just for the record.
Yeah.
I mean, even that kickoff there, I thought that was going out of bounds. He might have let that one go out of bounds and taken it at the, 35?
He's going to split out as a receiver here, so that means Brandon Way is going to go to the Wildcat, and Way's going to take the snap himself, looking for a block, not much doing. And the Saints will wrap him up. Just nothing there. Good job by Faith Judy and company to keep the edge, not let Brandon Way get outside. They'll wrap him up for a loss of a yard back to the 20. It's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Judy and Josiah Turman in on the tackle there for a loss, 2-yard loss. Brandon Way was following Baumler on that play and just nowhere to go. Nice surge by that defensive front by Berks Catholic Saints. Again, up front on defense, you got Zudi, Douglas, Reber, and Benetham.
Injury timeout is a cramping issue right now for the Crusaders. Not sure who that is. Right now blocked by the Saints players who are huddled around Dave Staler and the coaching staff. Again, Dave Staler played for Rick Healy here at Holy Name and then stayed here since the inception with Berks Catholic. Coach Healy coached here for 13 years at Berks Catholic. This is the 14th season of Berks Catholic football. They're looking for their 128th win in program history. Coach Keeley was 118-41 at Berks Catholic. Overall, 38 seasons as a head coach, 280, 160, and 3. And his good buddy Bob Wolfram and Rick Keeley coaching for a long time with one another. Of course, Coach Wolfram and the Spartans still at it. They're home tomorrow. They'll take on Elko to finish out week 5 of the high school football season. And right now, the Spartans and the Twin Valley Raiders, along with Exeter, all in the top 10 in the state rankings, while missing in Twin Valley at 4A and Exeter in Class 5A. The injured player was Chris Baumler. Again, it was a cramping issue, so hopefully he'll be able to get some fluids in himself and be able to get back out there. Lots of players going both ways on both of these two teams. Dave Staler talking about that with the depth that he's now developing here at Berks Catholic, hoping to be able to use that to his advantage and get some of these guys some rest so that they're not playing both sides of the football throughout the entire game. Looks like Hagener's back there to take the snap now, as opposed to Way. And they run into one another. Hegner is going to keep it. Hegner's got a hole. Hegner's got a first down, I believe. He's out across the 30, and it will be a Lancaster Catholic first down run for the quarterback.
Hobbling getting up, and that was nice. That was a read option there. He faked the dive there to Brandon Way, pulled it out, and just quarterback kept it right up the gut. And it was a nice big run for a first down out to the Crusaders. Help me out here, Bob.
33.
33-yard line.
33. It's a 13-yard pickup. First down for Lancaster Catholic in this second half. It's not Brandon Way beside him. I don't see Way out there right now. Hagener's going to keep it himself. No, it's an option toss for Torres. Torres had the first carry for Lancaster Catholic. Hasn't touched the ball offensively since. That first carry was a big one for 41 yards, but this time they trip him up in the backfield. Now on the option toss, loss of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, Josiah Turman there, junior cornerback. He stayed home, and that pursuit on that option had nowhere to go. Crusaders had nowhere to go out of the backfield. DJ Torres.
Inside of 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter by the time Lancaster Catholic takes this next snap. Saints on top 28-6. 2nd and 12 for Lancaster Catholic from their own 31-yard line. Way out there now is a wing on the right. Hagener going to throw over his head and throw instead for Connor Wolpert, the split end, who makes the catch across the 35 and out of bounds at around the 40. Going to be a couple yards short of the first down. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 3.
Just a nice stop route on the outside to Connor Wolpert, 5'10", 160-pound junior. Nice spiral, nice firm throw there by Colton Hagener. At the quarterback position.
Second completion for him in the night. 9-yard gain makes it 3rd and 3. He's in trouble now in the backfield. Rolls out, buys himself some time. Going to dump it off again for Wolpert, it looks like. And if the pass is good, it's a first down for Lancaster Catholic.
I don't know if that was the same play call or not because he threw it on the run, but he threw that ball on the money on the run right to the sidelines. Another stop route to Wolpert.
And it's at the 45. They needed 3. They get 5. And Lancaster Catholic moves the chains for the second time in this drive. 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders at their own 45-yard line. Back-to-back hookups to Wolpert, his 5th and 6th catches of the season. And now Hagener's looking the other way, looking for Braylon Johnson. That pass is caught into Berks Catholic territory. Across the 45, Jeremiah Kamara brings him down at the Saint 41-yard line.
Basic, simple stop routes. Colton Hagener stood tall in the pocket, threw a nice ball out here to number 14, Braylon Johnson, all the way on the outside of the field. Nice two-handed catch there by Johnson, getting it up the field to the sidelines for another first down, Crusaders.
14 more on the hookup. We said that earlier. Remember, we had that little stop route for Johnson. He was wide open, but the pass was not on line. That one, not a problem, and it goes for 14 yards, and now Lancaster Catholic's in Berks Catholic territory. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders at the Saint 41-yard line. And now a flag after that. I did not see the flag down. This is going to be on a late hit on Berks Catholic at the end of the play. It's 15 more yards. And now add on to that is always down to the 26-yard line on a late hit against Berks Catholic. A 15-yard penalty added on.
Yeah, discipline. That hurts there against the Saints. Puts Crusaders in scoring position here inside their 30, the Saints 30.
At the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Hagener got a hot hand. Now he's going to roll out of the pocket.
He's going to run it.
He is indeed going to tuck and run. Makes a man miss. Lowers the shoulder and runs to about the 20. Hagener making something out of nothing and gains 5 or 6 yards depending on where he got spotted down.
Yeah, he was scrambling, eyes downfield. He was looking for Brandon Way down the field in his halfback position. I think went on a corner or a post route and was not, he was double covered. So it was a nice job by Colton Hegener pulling it down, scrambling, getting the extra yards on with his feet. You know, it was not bad for first down, getting 7 yards, scrambling as quarterback.
Second down now coming up for the Crusaders inside of 4 minutes to go. And now some confusion for Lancaster Catholic. Looked like they broke the huddle and was trying to get somebody off the field, but you can't do. So the Crusaders are going to have to burn a timeout. I think they had 12 in the huddle. EJ Torres was going to come off the field, and if he does, that's a 5-yard penalty. Crusaders not in a position of try to overcome penalties here, so they'll take the timeout instead. It comes with 3:51 left to go in the third. Again, it's Berks Catholic on top, 28-6. Lancaster Catholic with the football, 2nd and 4 at the St. 20. Tell you what, a touchdown here for Lancaster Catholic would be quite the impressive performance. Again, we had the Way touchdown run, the kickoff. Berks Catholic responds, puts together a long drive. For Lancaster Catholic to come back and put together a drive here, whether they win this game or not, they still have another half of the season left to play. These are building blocks for this offense because, unfortunately for them, as they found out this week, J.J. Boas, their key quarterback, is out for the year. So they still have 5 more games left to play for the rest of the year. This is something they could build on.
Yeah, it's definitely repetition for Colton Hegener under center. And if they're going to continue running that Wildcat with Brandon Way, I mean, get all the reps in you can and make this a ball game.
Way's lined up on a wing to the right. Hegener the shotgun with Trent Moore beside him in the shotgun. Hegener rolling out, steps up, avoids the rush, going to run with it, and ducks inside the 20, picks up a couple. He needed 4. I don't know that he got all 4 of them. Probably 3rd and very short coming up for Lancaster Catholic.
That was made a really nice play there. That was number 25 for Berks Catholic. That was Ryan Spatz coming up from his middle linebacker, or coming from the middle linebacker position. I mean, he was moving. He kept Colton Hegener from that first down.
3rd and 1 instead, as Hegener needed 4. He got 3. 3rd and 1 from the 17 of Berks Catholic for the Crusaders. Hegener under center now, just a little quarterback sneak, trying to get a surge up front. Got something, but I don't know if he got a yard. See where the officials spot the football. I think the Catholics are already saying they got it, but the officials are the ones who will determine it. No signal yet from Rich Robinson's crew. There it is, first down Crusaders. So Colton Hegener just went under center that time, took the quarterback sneak, and got the first down, needed a yard. That's what he got, 1st and 10. Hegener carried it 5 times in the first half, including a sack for 23 yards. Second half, he's already carried it 4 times for 23.
Hegener's over there limping now in the slot, so it looks like we're going back to the Wildcat with Brandon Way.
1st and 10 at the 16. Way will take the snap. Baumler's back in there behind him. He fakes the handoff to him. Way's in trouble, and Way is going down. Big DeMonte Douglas in the backfield wrapped him up and would not let him go.
Yeah, huge play there by DeMonte Douglas. 270-pound defensive tackle coming up with speed. Brandon Way tried to stiff arm him, and Douglas grabbed him like a sandwich with one arm, one hand, and pulled him down in the backfield.
That's another loss for Brandon Way, and he just has, again, other than that kickoff return, has not been able to get on track offensively. And I got to tell you, they're doing that little the fake handoff to the back, and I think that's just slowing down the progress.
I agree. It should be more quick dive, quick, or go straight to the option. Let him go straight to the defensive end, either keep it or pitch it.
Hegener's back under center or under shotgun. He's in trouble now, and this time it's Hegener who's going to go down, and Colton Hegener's going to get sacked for the 2nd time.
That was a nice play there. That was number 67 for the Saints. That was Armani Caba. Junior, 5'7", 230 pounds.
Wrap him up and drop him for a loss all the way back to the 26-yard line.
Let me retract that. That was Anthony Zatorsky,
yep.
Senior, 6'2", 255 defensive end.
So the second sack by the Saints defense, the sack by Zatorsky drops him all the way back to the 26-yard line. It's now 3rd and 20 coming up for Lancaster Catholic. Clock now at a minute left to go in this 3rd quarter. Good news for the Crusaders is they run off over 5 minutes of this 3rd quarter clock. But instead of at one time had it 1st and 10 at the 16, they're now 3rd and 20 at the 26. Hegener going to throw underneath, and Johnson knocked it away. Good thing he did, because Aiden Curley was closing fast with an interception in his eyes.
That was a nice job by Johnson coming back to the ball. That was that stop route. Now Curley came from his linebacker position out to get his hand on it, but I think Johnson was there first, came back to the ball, could have made the catch. Fortunately, the ball was knocked down and move on to fourth down.
4th and 20 now from the 26-yard line. You're looking at a 43-yard field goal. Again, the Crusaders came up empty on their lone extra point attempt. So I think the decision's pretty easy for Chris Myrino. He's just going to go for it here on 4th and 20 from the Saints 26-yard line. Johnson will split out to the left, Wolpert to the right. Way this sidecar to the right of Hagner in the backfield. Hagner rolls out, steps up, has room to run. He's going to throw it instead, but he throws it behind and at the feet of his intended target and incomplete. And on downs, Berks Catholic will take over.
Yeah, that was a rollout there, and he threw it to Chris Baumler's feet going down the sidelines. And where he threw it, they were still about 5 yards short of the first down. So turnover on downs, 4th down, and that was not the – I was surprised seeing Brandon Way in the backfield on that play call on 4th and long.
And we talked about this a little bit in the second quarter. They still have not really looked at him as a receiver at any point in time in this football game. And so the Saints now will take over on downs at the 26-yard line with 40.8 officially left on the third quarter clock. Berks Catholic 28 and Lancaster Catholic 6.
Coming in tonight now, I granted that was J.J. Boas under center, different quarterback, but he had 11 catches, 120 yards coming into this game. That's Brandon Way.
Saints on the first carry will hand it off to Coy Kohler. The fullback gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a yard back to the 25. Make it 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, that was Nikitas on the tackle. Big Nikitas, who we were talking about earlier, Goshenauer, 6'2", 280 pounds. He's the one who will he'll eat 4 Big Macs if you take him to McDonald's, or he'll clean out your pantry if you go to Sam's Club.
2nd and 11 for the Saints, backed up a yard, and Berks Catholic will not bother to run another play here at the end of the third quarter. It started with a bang with the Brandon Way touchdown run on the opening kickoff of the third quarter. 97 yards, the extra point no good. Saints come back to put together a clock-consuming 10-play drive and finish it off with a Xavier Gerald touchdown. 3 quarters in the books. It's Berks Catholic 28, Lancaster Catholic 6. Back with the final 12 on high school football, presented by Savage Auto Group, continues on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome back as we get set to start period number 4 alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. The Berks Catholic Saints with a lead at 28-6 and the football. And Berks Catholic will hand it off and not a lot doing. The Lancaster Catholic defender hurt on the play. Coy Kohler carried it. Not much doing for Kohler. Another fullback dive gets him a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Saints. But again, a Crusader player shaken up on the play.
Yeah, he made a tackle on the play. It was a great tackle, shutting down the Saints running back. And I don't know. It looks like he's cramping.
Yep. And again, lots of guys going both ways for both of these two teams, and that time of the night where the cramping starts to become a factor.
Is it number 5, Trenton Moore? That would be my guess. That defensive end, senior for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's a 2-digit number. That's as much as I can tell you.
It is 2-digit with
so it's not more. So
okay.
We'll figure it out once he gets up. But again, it is a cramping issue. So whatever the situation is, we had a couple players have already gone out with the cramping.
Number 12.
Yeah, and it's Ethan Shank who was the player. So he's up now and jogging off the field. Remind you, coming up, our Pizza Como Temple post-game show. Matt Lytle will be down the field with our winning coach, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game. And then when we're done here at Berks Catholic, we'll throw things back to the WEU studios. I mean, it is ratings period, so we'll throw things back to Jeff Nolan in the scoreboard show. He'll fill you in on everything that's going on. High school football, Berks County, and beyond. And some big games going on this week and throughout the rest of the season here on WEEU. 3rd and 10, and flags again on the snap of the football. Berks Catholic's been nailed for 3 penalties, now make it 4 penalties in the second half and 9 on the night. So the Saints will back up 5 and put them in a 3rd and 15. So when we began this game, we're talking about how both these two teams are kind of in a situation, even though it's the halfway mark, of still trying to feel their way through. Lancaster Catholic obviously has just been banged up so bad. That's been their problem. But for Berks Catholic, it's just kind of finding some continuity. And with all the players are working in, that's, I think, where some of these procedure penalties might be coming out. It's 3rd and 15. Schalk will go in motion, left side to right. It's window dressing because the give is to Kamara. Kamara trying to go from right to left, but the Crusaders stay their territory. They will wrap him up and push him backwards. Not much doing, as Kamara will get a couple, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Saints are going to have to punt the football.
Well, to Coach Stoller's credit, he does have his outside linebacker playing quarterback tonight, so he hasn't gotten a ton of snaps. But, and that's in Johnny Salpy. And Johnny Salpy's, I think, done a really good job decision-making and throwing the ball at quarterback. But, the discipline and the fundamentals of the illegal procedure, too many men in the huddle, that's got to be cleaned up.
So Reale will punt the football, and it's over his head, and he's going to roll back into the end zone.
And a punt over the punter's head.
He gets back, he picks it up, he gets the punt off. So it goes out of bounds. That's a great play by Reale. Fortunately for him, Lancaster Catholic really didn't charge in after it. He had some time, but he did go back into the end zone, pick it up, and punt the football. So he saves a lot of real estate and avoids the touchback and or the safety. And the Crusaders are going to get good field position when they sort all this out.
Special teams play there. That was not Crusaders making a play by all means. That was the long snapper shooting it over Reale's head. Reale with a heads-up play getting back there. That ball almost went out of the back of the end zone.
So the Crusaders down 28-6 with 10:32 to go. We're going to get the ball in Berks Catholic territory at the Saint 30-yard line. So a huge break here for Lancaster Catholic if they can cash this in. 10:32 again left to go in the football game. 1st and 10 at the Saint 30. Hagener, the quarterback, way back behind him. Braylon Johnson split left. Johnson split right. Wolpert split left. And again, a flag before the snap of the football. And this might be Berks Catholic having 12 men on the field. Xavier Gerald's jogging to the sideline.
There was. They had 12 men on the field. Wow.
Well, if this holds up, then you have to talk to Dave Staler after the game's over with. Have fun.
Yeah.
Talk about all the good things they did.
Yes.
Because he's not going to be happy about this. Not at week 5. So a penalty against Berks Catholic for too many men on the field, or it's illegal participation.
That's the second or third time.
Yeah. So it's going to be 1st and 5 now. Actually, they marked it they marked it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Is this a personal foul penalty? Must have been. It's a 15-yard penalty. So I thought that's what the play was. It's a 15-yard penalty. So it's now all the way down to the 15-yard line. So I thought it was 1st and 5 at the 15. Instead, it's 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. It's a personal foul penalty against Berks Catholic. And it's 1st and 10 now for Lancaster Catholic at the 15-yard line.
There must have been some words said.
Had to be something because
somebody
the
said
ball
something.
hadn't been snapped.
Yeah, because there was definitely 12 guys on the field and the whistle was blown. So somebody got lost their cool on the sidelines.
So 1st and 10 again is this call now for Lancaster Catholic. Way the back, strict behind it, a pistol set now for Hagener. Turn, toss, sweep for Way. Trying to get the left edge. Berks Catholic strings it out. Way strings it out as well. Trying to get away from Josiah Turman, who will run him out of bounds. Way will pick up a couple before he's angled out of bounds.
Yeah, you had Turman there at the cornerback position. You had Faith Zudi. They were not letting him turn the corner. Now, he did Brandon Way showed his speed getting to the sideline, but they were not allowing him to turn it up the sideline.
Just a yard gain to the 14-yard line. It's 2nd down and 9. 28-6 our score. Saints on top. Crusaders have it at the Saint 14-yard line. Again, that pistol set. And here's a toss sweep. They'll try the right side this time. And Way steps up towards the line of scrimmage before he's wrapped up and butt down. And on the tackle this time was Eric Benetham for the Saints. And not much doing again for Brandon Way. He lost yardage back to the 16. It's 3rd and 11.
Actually, that was number 55. Check that. Number 55, Jaden Wright, sophomore, 5'8", 165-pound defensive lineman, in on the play on the backside.
So it's 3rd and 11 now. Way unofficially, 13 carries, 8 total yards on the ground. And he is not, they haven't even looked his way as a receiver. So the Saints obviously have bottled him up. It's 3rd and 11. 2 receivers for Hegner to the left. And again, that pistol set in the backfield. Toss sweep this time. They'll try the left side. Way slips, falls down again. This time back at the 21-yard line. The 3rd time in this game that Brandon Way has slipped and fall behind the line of scrimmage.
I thought he might have changed his cleats after that kick return for a 97-yard touchdown, but they're definitely the same cleats he had on because that's like you said, the 3rd time. It's just, he's slipping. He's getting decleated there. It's not the turf monster. He's just like the field. Looks like the field's wet.
Yeah, it's on a cut. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It looks like it was a rainy night and he was slipping and falling. That's what it's been like for Brandon Way. It's on the slips and trying to cut back. That's when the feet are going out from under him. And obviously, once he does that, he's down on contact. So they're backed up to the 20 now. It's 4th and 16 for Lancaster Catholic, backed up at the 20. Egner, straight drop. Just tries to heave that. He's got an open man. It's a jump ball. It's over the head of Baumler and incomplete. Closing in on the play was Luke Susky for Berks Catholic. Baumler was open, but Hegner overthrows him.
Yeah, Logan Gonzalez, Susky, they were all there. It was a great throw. Great throw there by Colton Hegner, giving his guy a chance. That was Chris Baumler trying to high point that in the end zone, and just was a little bit out of the reach of his intended receiver.
So after having it 1st and 10 at the Saint 15, Lancaster Catholic can pick up no more further yards, and on downs, Berks Catholic will get it back with 8:40 to go in the football game and a 28-6 lead. A Saints defense comes up with the hold. Lancaster Catholic helped them out, and as a result, the Saints will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Soppy under center here, fullback dive, and it's Gerald this time. Gerald across the 25 and out close to the 30. If he got the 30, it's a 1st down. He's a yard short.
Brandon Way mixing it up in on a tackle, bringing down Saints running back.
Xavier Gerald had 215 yards on just 7 carries in that 48-41 loss to Bethlehem Catholic. That's obviously a career high for him. He also ran for over 100 yards in the Saints' other win against Executive Education. With his 9 yards there, he's up to 75 in this one.
Yeah, Xavier's had some hard runs tonight. Now his sidekick, Coy Kohler's coming in at the fullback position to get some carries.
1 second and 1.
And he will get the
he won't. Schalk
on the
Schalk will get the 1st down. He gets popped across the 30, but a 1st down as the Saints move the sticks for the 6th time in this half. 17 1st downs in this game for Berks Catholic. It's 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 33-yard line. 4 more for Schalk. Puts him over 120 yards on the ground and another 50-plus through the air. And now he's going to come out of the game. So it's 1st and 10 for the Saints at their own 33-yard line.
He was a little shaken up on that tackle.
So Curley's on a wing on the left side. Kamara and Kohler in the backfield. It's Kamara. Flag down as the give is to Kamara. Jeremiah Kamara will get maybe a yard, and that's it. The flag was on the other side of the field.
Tackled again by number 10, Caden Dusablon. DeSablin.
So again, we'll see what the flag is about. It was nowhere near the play. It's a procedure penalty against Berks Catholic, so that flag was actually thrown at the time of the snap. So the 11th penalty of the game against Berks Catholic. Backs them up 5 more, puts them in a 1st and 15 back at the 28-yard line. Clock at 7:20 remaining in a football game. Actually, I have it marked as 2nd and 10 for the Saints. So 2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Kamara goes in motion to give his the other way, and nothing doing. I believe that's Aiden Curley who got the handoff, and nowhere for Curley to go. Good play by Lancaster Catholic defensively. And back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe that's it.
That was Curley on a counter trap coming back to the short side of the field, and that was number 1, Chris Baumler, Jr., running back linebacker on the tackle, keeping Curley at bay for a loss on the play.
To the 31, makes it 3rd down and 12. So the Saints really not in a hurry to run any plays here, letting as much clock go on every snap as they can. Be inside of 6:30 left to go in this football game. By the time the Saints take this snap on 3rd and 12. Early again, a wing on the left. Kohler and Kamara, the backs in the backfield. It's Kohler on the quick hitter, and he's got a hole. 40, 45, shakes off a tackle, still on his feet. Corey Kohler, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Berks Catholic. Sophomore fullback Coy Kohler goes 69 yards for the score.
Coy Kohler showing his speed, putting on the Jets. Forget about Mike Allstott. That was straight speed. Once he got through the first level of defense, he was gone.
So Coy Kohler now over 100 yards rushing with that 69-yard run for the score. And here comes Reale on for another extra point. So we started this game talking about the weapons in the backfield that Berks Catholic is starting to seam together at this halfway mark of the season. We've seen Gerald run for a score. We had seen Schalk run for a score. And we've seen the quarterback Soppy run for a couple score. Now add Coy Kohler into the books as he picks up his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the Saints add on with 6:11 left to go. When we get back, 35-6, Berks Catholic on top. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group on WEEU in Reading.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County Sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Berks Catholic has scored over 40 points in their last 3 games. They'll need one more score if that's to happen for a 4th straight as they lead at 35-6. A little short kick taken by one of the up men, and that's DeSoblin for the Crusaders, and he's popped across the 30 to about the 33. So Lancaster Catholic now down 35-6 with 6:05 left to go in this football game. Gets it 1st and 10, and they'll spot him around the 33-yard line. Looks that's where the Crusaders will start. Lancaster Catholic will be back in Berks County next week. They'll be at Hamburg next Friday night, and the Saints will be a little bit further south than that on Route 61. They'll be in Leesport, Schuylkill Valley on Friday night, a big matchup against Bruce Harbach and the Schuylkill Valley Panthers. Schuylkill Valley taking on Peckway Valley tonight. Hamburg and Kutztown battling in Section 5 matchups. You'll hear all the scores on that in our scoreboard show after we sign off here from the Farino Sports Complex. 1st and 10 at the 33 again is where Lancaster Catholic starts. Looks like Way's going to take the snap again in a shotgun. This time he will not bother with a handoff. He'll run himself, and he'll find some daylight across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. I think Lancaster Catholic's listening to this broadcast.
Right. Number 30, Luke Susky, sophomore outside linebacker on the tackle. Tackled Brandon Way, kept Brandon Way. Brandon Way with the head of his team right up the gut for an 8-yard gain.
But as we were talking about, the play action stuff was just really, it was slowing down Lancaster Catholic as opposed to slowing down Berks Catholic's defense. That time he didn't bother doing it. He took the snap and he ran.
Just went, just hit the hole.
And
no hesitation.
And he gets 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. See if they do it again. Trying to get Berks Catholic to jump. They almost did. Way will kick it outside this time. State arms his way out of a tackle. He's got the edge. He's got Berks Catholic territory. And a first down for the Crusader all the way down to the Saint 40-yard line. It's a 19-yard pickup and a first down run for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Mason Mace made a nice tackle. That sophomore defensive back for the Saints kept Brandon Way from turning that corner, getting up closer to the end zone.
So it's 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders. Way knocked out of bounds to stop the clock with 5:17 left to go in the ball game. On his longest run that was not on special teams of the night through the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 40 of Berks Catholic. Same look. Way again will take the snap. He goes right to the line of scrimmage and picks up a couple before he's brought down at around the 36-yard line.
Now, that was that hesitation move we were talking about. Took the snap, took a couple side steps, and then went, and he's not picking up the yards like he did where he's catching the ball, direct snap, and going. There's no hesitation. Make a decision and go.
Tackle was made by Luke Susky. Susky chicken up a little bit. Play, he'll come out. 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain for Way. Way this time will run it himself inside the 35, and it's going to be about a yard, maybe 2 shy of the first down on 3rd down. Slide him down at the 32.
Hard tackle on that play there by number 9. That's Faith Zudi out of the defensive end position.
5 more on the play for Way. It's 3rd down and 2 at the 32. It's the 18th carry of the night for Brandon Way. And this series has been his best. Now they're going to go out of the Wildcat, and Hagener is going to stake the snap on 3rd and 2. Way behind him. He'll turn and hand it off to Brandon Way, and he gets bumped and knocked down. And that's big Palmer Reber just busted up that whole play and knocked him down for a loss.
Yeah, Palmer Reber, 6'3", 260-pound senior. Left tackle on offense and also playing some defensive tackle, and he was having none of it. 4th down Crusaders.
Pushed him back 2 more yards. Another loss on the carry for Brandon Way. So it's 4th and 4 now for Lancaster Catholic, back up to the Saint 34-yard line. Reber, one of the returning veterans up front, along with Zatorsky and Benetham, playing a lot on both sides of the line of scrimmage. 4th and 4. Hagner will take the snap with Way behind him. He will give it to Way. Way looking for daylight, not happening. Tried to cut back up the field, and it was not going to work, and there's Faith Judy to wrap him up.
Yeah, another big play by Zudi out of his defensive end position. Just crashing in, tackling Way in the backfield.
Actually lost another yard. Zudi, has been really active off that defensive end spot. So no gain on the play. Doesn't matter on downs. The Crusaders, again, will turn the football back. 3 straight series in this second half for Lancaster Catholic, in which they ultimately turn it over on downs. And with 3:10 left to go in the football game, Saints get another possession, starting from their own 35-yard line, and a 35-6 Berks Catholic lead. Schalk is still out there. He's coming out on a wing to the left. Gerald is the fullback. Soppy under center, and Curley the other back. And it's Curley who's going to get the handoff here. Looking for some daylight. And actually, that's not Curley. That's
Curley.
Wyatt Berkman in there for the first time.
Berkman or Curley?
I'm pretty sure that's 28. No. That's 28. That's
Wyatt
Wyatt Berkman.
You're right. That is Berkman.
First carry of the night for the sophomore. Yep, along with Kohler. Both are 10th graders seeing some time. 42-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the play. It's 2nd down and 3. Steve Taylor talking about Kohler and Berkman, that they were both a couple of sophomores who were on the JV team last year as freshmen, their freshman team. They thought about bringing them up, but decided to let them play there and have some success there. As 9th graders now playing on the freshman team, now playing sophomores on the varsity. 2nd and 3. Give this time is the same. It's Berkman not going to get the first down here as he's wrapped up.
Tackled by Clemson.
Yep.
Outside linebacker just waiting on him. Coming to the short side of the field.
Gain of maybe a yard. That's it. It's 3rd and 2. At the 43-yard line. So back-to-back carries for Wyatt Berkman. Puts the Saints in a 3rd and 2. Clock inside of 2 minutes remaining. Don't forget, a whole lot more coming your way in our post-game show presented by Pizza Como of Temple. Words with winning coach Dave Staler, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game. Check out our social media. You can see the clips from all of that. Done by the one and only Maggie May Kroll, doing all the work on the sidelines, making Matt look even better on the sidelines. Here's the give up to the middle to Xavier Gerald. Let's get a first down run for Xavier Gerald and the Saints to keep the clock running.
Maggie does an outstanding job.
Yes, she does.
Down on the sideline.
She really does.
You got to give it to her.
7-yard pickup for Gerald and a first down for the Saints, and that should allow the Berks Catholic Saints to run out the clock here. As they'll get 4 more downs to work with, they won't need it. Dave Staler looks at Johnny Soppy, gives him the single, which I would imagine will say, take a knee. Lancaster Catholic could burn timeouts here, but there's no way that Chris Myrino is going to do that. They'll try to put some more building blocks in place in practice over the next couple weeks and try their luck against the Hamburg Hawks next Friday night. And that's exactly what's happening. Saints are going to line up in victory formation. So the Saint defense does its job with the exception of the 97-yard Brandon Wade touchdown run on the opening kickoff of the third quarter. Saint defense pitches a shutout. And the Saint offense overcoming some adversity with all the penalties that were involved in all of it. Berks Catholic still able to churn out the yards and with a bountiful supply of backs in the backfield to do it. Soppy and the Saints will take one more knee, and Berks Catholic will go to 2-0 in Section 5 of the LL. Soppy takes that knee, and the final seconds will tick down. Berks Catholic with the victory. They're second in a row, and again, 3-2 now on the season. Berks Catholic will take the victory and go to 2-0. Lancaster Catholic falls to 0-2 in the section. And when we come back to Berks Catholic High School, our Pizza Como Temple postgame show and more. Saints win it 35-6. More to come live on WEEU in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Coming up next week on Wednesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk about Sunday's game against the Rams. Then on Friday, it's our Football Friday 8 a.m. hour. We'll talk high school football, and then at 8:30, we'll get you ready for the whiteout up at Beaver Stadium with Penn State beat reporter Rich Scarcella. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Welcome to the Pizza Como of Temple postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. So the Berks Catholic Saints do indeed take care of business tonight. They win it over Lancaster Catholic 35-6, a game, but unfortunately for Lancaster Catholic, just a bagged-up squad going up against the Berks Catholic team that is beginning to find its way as it works its way into Section 5 of the Lancaster 11 League. Again, the Saints off to a 2-0 start. The only two losses for Berks Catholic at this point in time have come against some really good teams. Twin Valley, who is unbeaten and ranked in the top 10 in the state, and Bethlehem Catholic, who is just one loss. Well, Matt Lytle is caught up with our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game, and that is Owen Schalk. Matt, take it away.
Owen Schalk, Matt Lytle here with WEEU. Congrats on a huge win tonight.
Thank you, sir.
So just tentatively, 53 receiving yards, 102 running yards, or 122 rushing yards tonight, a 9-yard rushing touchdown. Tell me about that rushing TD.
I mean, I was wide open in space. I have a really good Eric coming out and blocking for me. I mean, that's the whole reason I'm scoring and making those big plays on that.
Another play tonight that it was a wow play. Johnny Salpe, your quarterback, threw the ball down the middle of the field. Number 12, it went right into his hands. He was going to intercept it. You said, no, sir, and took it right out of his hands. Tell me about that play. What was going through your mind?
I mean, I wanted the ball. That was about it.
You just wanted it more?
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Mindset's everything, right?
Yes, sir.
So heading to Slippery Rock for baseball. Why baseball over football?
First love. I mean, I just love the game so much, and that's just what I love to do.
What position do you play in baseball?
I play the outfield. I'm in
The outfield.
center field, right field, left field, wherever they need me. I can pitch a little bit too.
Okay. Well, what if the head football coach knocks on your door or gives you a call and says, hey, we could really use a wide receiver. What are your thoughts?
Maybe two-way. We'll see. Make my grandpa proud, Wants me to play football in college, but we'll see.
Well, tonight, incredible game tonight, over 170 total yards. You really player of the game tonight, and you put your team on their back tonight. Now, you guys have a host of playmakers in the backfield, but you really stood out tonight. Congrats on a huge win. Good luck the rest of the way.
Very good. Now Dave Staler waiting in the wings. Matt, if you're ready, you can take it right away. Keep the mic and keep it live, Dave. Go ahead, Matt.
You got it. Thanks, Bob. Coach Staler, Matt Lytle, WEU. Congrats on a huge win tonight.
Thank you. The kids were great. They came out focused and executed from the start. Some undisciplined penalties we got to clean up, but overall, great effort.
What did you say to the kids at halftime? Up 3 touchdowns and going in, pretty untested.
Stay focused. Brandon Way's a great player, and he made us pay for it right out of the half. So you got to stay focused and stay on top of guys like that. And I thought we did a good job in the second half on defense. So
this week of practice, was there change in the game plan, or was it how was the execution overall with Johnny Salpe at quarterback?
No change in the game plan. John played the whole game last week and played the second half against Bethlehem Catholic. So, not a real change in the game plan. He's a more physical runner, so maybe some more inside stuff for him. But he can execute everything we need him to.
He did a great job tonight. He was 6 and 9 throwing the ball. He had some great throws down the field. Hit his tight end a couple times deep down the field. And hey, he's a big guy himself, 6'2", playing linebacker for you. I would not want to get in his way on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he's definitely. I tease him that he's a linebacker playing quarterback. He definitely seeks out contact and likes contact. So it's different at the quarterback position, but he's willing to mix it up for sure.
You told me before the game that we got to get him confidence early. Just hit that first read, and I'm up there in the box. I'm thinking, you know what, Coach Staller, I know he's going to get him confidence early. Couple early play calls, thrown out into the flat, and a couple hitch routes, and nothing but completions, and I think that made the difference.
Yeah, it's like a basketball player seeing the ball go through the net. It builds confidence that guys are catching the ball, and you feel better about it. And I thought he played pretty well from there. So,
well, Coach, huge win tonight against Lancaster Catholic. Some things. If you had one thing to choose tonight that you definitely want to clean up, what would it be?
The penalties. We got to play with more discipline. We got to be ready to go. Take care of that stuff, and we will. We'll get it cleaned up in practice. So.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Discipline. I mean, when the time comes to play the Wyomissing Spartans, you got to be playing disciplined football, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be disciplined. You can't make mistakes. You can't beat yourself. They won't beat themselves, so you can't beat yourself.
Yeah, Bob Wolfram team, they're definitely going to be coming in disciplined. So it'll be exciting when that time comes. But congrats. Enjoy this win tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Matt. Have a good one. Thank you.
As Dave Staler wins his 10th game since taking over this program as the head coach. But indeed, it is time for us to now take a look at what we just told you is our player of the game, brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and their all-new Redners Event Center at First Energy Stadium. Our Phils remind you, have your next sports team banquet in the R Phils all-new Redners Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the Arphils. Go to arphils.com/events for more information. Well, Matt just talked to him, but Owen Schalk with a great all-around performance tonight for the Berks Catholic senior. Unofficially, 9 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Also, 3 catches on the night and 53 yards. So by my third-grade math skills, that's 175 yards of total offense for Owen Schalk on the night. The Saints just piled up the yards. Coy Kohler ends up over 100 yards thanks to his 69-yard touchdown run. Xavier Gerald unofficially with over 80 yards carrying the football. So a bevy of backs getting the football for Berks Catholic, and they all had their contributions as the Saints had 8 first downs in the second half, all on the ground, and a total of 19 first downs on the night. They win the football game, going away 35-6. Our play of the game is brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter. This September, all direct referrals to Celebration Villa will be entered to win a fully stocked tailgate kit. Contact Natalie at Celebration Villa of Exeter for your referral and be entered to win this stocked hard cooler, pretzels, and a gift card to Liberty Tap Room. Celebration Villa of Exeter offers a close-knit community where every resident is cared for like family. Well, Dave Staler said we got to keep Brandon Way bottled up, and he got one opportunity to break loose, and that was the opening kickoff of the third quarter when Brandon Way showed a little bit of what's in the tank for Brandon Way. He went 97 yards on the opening kickoff of the second half for the touchdown. It all turned out to be the only touchdown of the night for the Crusaders in a 21-6 game at that point in time, but the Saints got 2 more scores in the third and fourth quarter. They win it by a final score of 35-6. We'll take a timeout. We'll run through all of those scores, wrap it up after we come back here on WEEU and Reading.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Welcome back to our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show. Again, Berks Catholic wins it. Let's tell you how it all happened for the Saints. They got the football to start the game, and they put together a 6-play, 69-yard drive that got them to a 4th and 2 at the 9-yard line. And the player who turned out to be our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, Owen Schalk, registers a first score. And here is Schalk on a sweep the right side. He's got nothing out in front of him at daylight. Good seal block by Curley on the edge, and Owen Schalk will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Saint. And that happened after Owen Schalk flipped the field with a 41-yard run to put the Saints on the Lancaster Catholic side of the field. After that, the Crusaders got their first possession, but unfortunately for Lancaster Catholic, on just their second snap, there was a fumble. Berks Catholic recovered it, and they started this time from the Lancaster Catholic 45-yard line. They got it to a 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Matt Lytle said, I'm not standing in that guy's way, and Lancaster Catholic ultimately found out because Johnny Soppy called his own number on the quarterback sneak. Soppy will take it on the quarterback sneak, and Johnny Soppy will take it home behind those dudes for the touchdown. Those dudes, that front five for Berks Catholic. Again, 6 foot, 233 across the front five. Drumheller, Schmale, Benetham, Zatorsky, and Reber leading the way for Johnny Soppy, the 205-pound quarterback, for a touchdown that made it 14-0 with Alex Reale's extra point. And then for the Saints, that was after a one-quarter play. We worked our way down to the end of the second quarter, and the Saints put together at that time what was their longest drive of the half of the game, an 8-play, 59-yard drive. And they got it down to a first and goal at the 5, and they spread it out a little bit. This time, Soppy, last time under center on the quarterback sneak. This time out of the shotgun, Johnny Soppy registers again. Here's shotgun for Soppy. Soppy's going to call his own number. Soppy's going to take it in for his touchdown. 21-0. That was the score at halftime. We said going into halftime that Lancaster Catholic would get the football to start half number 2, and ultimately that's how it started, which is Berks Catholic kicking off. And for the first time in this game, the reigning Section 5 Lancaster 11 League back of the year, Brandon Way registered home. And this kickoff will be fielded by Way from about his own 3. Way across the 10, 15, up the middle. Brandon Way to the 30. Makes a cut. Brandon Way is loose. Brandon Way is in the open field, and no one's going to catch him now. Opening kickoff return of the second half, and it's Brandon Way as on cue for the 97-yard kickoff return. Our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game, the 97-yard kickoff return for Brandon Way. They missed the extra point, made it 21-6. Saints didn't bat an eye. They just put together a drive of their own, and what a drive it was. It was a 10-play, 80-yard drive for Berks Catholic. They got themselves to a first and goal at the 6-yard line, and it was time for somebody else to reach the end zone. This time, it was the fullback, Xavier Gerald. Gerald who gets the call right up the gut. Gerald's second effort will get him in the end zone. Looks like he was stood up at the 4. Second effort puts him in. The extra point by Reale was good. It was 28-6 as we rolled into the fourth quarter, and one more player got one more chance to get the end zone, and this time it was the longest run of the night for Berks Catholic on a 3rd and 2 from the 31-yard line. This time it was the other fullback, and that's the sophomore, Coy Kohler. Kohler on the quick hitter, and he's got a hole. 40, 45, shakes off a tackle, still on his feet. Coy Kohler, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Berks Catholic. Sophomore fullback Coy Kohler goes 69 yards for the score. And that was all the scoring that Berks Catholic needed, 35-6, our final score. So Matt, back with me in the booth, and just a moment to talk about Berks Catholic. We talked about going into this, the volume of backs they have in the backfield. You mentioned it with the wrong-time rivalry with Wyomissing and Berks Catholic. But the reality of it is this wing T offense, it's what makes Wyomissing's wing T offense so good, and it can make Berks Catholic's offense so good because choose your poison. Is it going to be one of 2 fullbacks? Is it going to be one of 3 or 4 different halfbacks? I don't know if you're Lancaster Catholic winning this game planning about Owen Schalk. But at the end of the night, which one is the guy who ends up being the player of the game and 175 yards of total offense? It's Owen Schalk.
Yeah, Owen Schalk, he was impressive tonight. I mean, from the spin moves, from his catch or his defensive back type of catch, he took it right away from number 12. And I'll tell you what, you make a good point. They've got a lot of good backs. They've got Curley, they got Kamara, they got Kohler, they got Gerald. And then don't forget, they really haven't even scratched the surface getting Johnny Soppy the ball.
Right.
They could be running some quarterback boots. They could be running some quarterback traps. They got something special there in him. He's bigger. He's more physical. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to continue playing quarterback or they just have him at linebacker, but he can play.
Yeah, he's a player. There's no doubt about it. You think about Maddox Gruber last year where, all right, Maddox, we need you to play quarterback. And nobody ever got a chance. They never got him back out.
Never got him back, yeah.
Johnny Soppy might just like this quarterback thing. You might stick around for a while. You never know. But anyhow, the Berks Catholic Saints are going to be a team to be reckoned with in Section 5 of the LL. Again, they'll get Schuylkill Valley next week, and that is going to be an interesting matchup. We'll find out how the Panthers did, a whole lot more on the scoreboard show. Again, a reminder that coming up for us this week, one more thing we want to talk about was Brandon Way, and now you talk about that with the defense and Dave Staler said it, like, we got to focus on Brandon Way. Yeah, he had the kickoff return, but other than that.
I'll tell you, the first half, it was Brandon Way got out of the way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even a factor.
Right.
And then we talked about it at halftime, like what was the speech at halftime? Obviously, Maiorino definitely must have said something to him at half, and he had a little spark there coming out with that kick return, because that kick return was electric. Nobody was catching him. I mean, he showed his speed there, but all in all, the entire game, he carried the ball 20 times for 35 yards. This guy committed to Villanova.
Right. Yeah, and again, the slips, the knockdowns, the loss of yards, when it was all said and done, there was at least 5 or 6 plays where he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but he lost yardage on the play. Just never really was able to get things on track tonight.
Yeah, in a quarterback position, you call it polished, right? Quarterback looks polished. He looks really good. He's making good decisions. As a running back and tailback, you're like, he looked off tonight.
Right.
I'll say he looked off, and he wasn't crisp. Those 3 slips, slipped down. But there wasn't that electric play on the offensive side of the ball for them.
Yep. I give credit to Berks Catholic's defense, but it just never really clicked in for Lancaster Catholic. So they lose tonight. They fall to 2-3. A reminder that Phillies baseball tonight at 9:40. Will not have that call of the game for you, but we will have the Phils tomorrow night. Penn State, again, the bye week this week for Penn State. They're against Oregon next Saturday here at WEEU. But here's the lineup of sports for the rest of the weekend. Saturday night, Phils and Arizona Diamondbacks. Scott Fransky, Kevin Stocker out in Arizona for the call of that one at 8:10. Then Sunday, it's the doubleheader. Eagles and Rams at 1 o'clock. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick will have the call from Lincoln Financial Field. And then Sunday afternoon, it's the Phils and the Arizona Diamondbacks for Game 3 of that series. Phillies and Arizona Diamondbacks at 4:10. A reminder, next week, again, Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth and Why Missing with Rich Garcella and myself will break down what's to come about the Penn State-Oregon game on Saturday night. And then high school football presented by Savage Auto Group next Friday night with Governor Mifflin Mustangs and the Wilson Bulldogs going after one another from John Gursky Stadium. And we will have that one for you next Friday night. That is our high school football game of the week presented by Savage Auto Group. This week, it is Berks Catholic now 3-2 on the season, 2-0 now in the section. Again, they'll be at Schuylkill Valley next Friday night. Lancaster Catholic goes to 2-3 and 0-2 on the season. They will be in Hamburg next Friday night. Thanks to Bill Hess, the athletic director here at Berks Catholic High School, for the hospitality and the cheesesteaks and everything else that went along with it.
Yes, thank you, Bill Hess. Very, very nice of you. Always welcoming here at Berks Catholic. Quick question, Bob. I think I know the answer to this, but MVP of the NL. Do you give it to Raleigh? Do you give it to Schwarber? Or you give it to Otani?
Well, I give it to Schwarber because I see him play every day. But
reality, yes, it's 3 people that really deserve it.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, the problem is
Raleigh's beating Schwarber in home runs.
Correct. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, again, with Otani, it's hard to argue with what he does on a regular basis. But boy, is Kyle Schwarber fun to watch.
Oh, he's beautiful.
So again, Saturday and then Sunday here for the Phils and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Thanks to Sean Tansky keeping the show on the road back at the WE Studios. Jeff Nolan and the Scoreboard Show comes your way. We sign out here from the Farino Sports Complex. Berks Catholic wins it 35-6. Thanks for listening and watching high school football on 8:30 a.m. WEEU and Ready. We'll talk to you with more next week. Have yourselves a great weekend, everyone.
This has been High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Ready Fight Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurants, Mini Golf and Dairy Swirl, Spots Insurance, UEZU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is your source for comprehensive coverage and live play-by-play action from the gridiron. This is 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU Ready.
The voice 830 WEEU.
been listening to High School Football on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. Stay tuned for post-game coverage, bringing you all the scores and highlights of the day. And now, your hosts of the Scoreboard Show. Here's Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob.
Welcome, everybody, on a Friday night, week number 5 of the high school football season. I'm Jeff Nolan, second floor, 4th and Court. Great to have you with us here. Gorgeous weather, lots of good football. No Matt Knob. Matt Knob on assignment tonight. Matt, of course, is our car racing expert, and he is out on assignment tonight. He'll be back with the show next week. As far as what he's covering and what he wants to talk about as it pertains to car racing, stay tuned on Monday, 6 o'clock in the dirt. Matt Knob will have all the information. He is out seeking tonight. So Dalton Moore is going to join me in a little bit, and he's going to sit in for Matt Shontansky as engineering. And Gracie Raleigh has been very hard at work keeping everything organized and recording everything you hear coming out across these airways as far as touchdowns, post-game interviews. Gracie gets all the credit for that. So that is the cast of characters that we have tonight. Good game if you're a Berks Catholic fan, obviously. 35-6, Saints pick up a win. 2-0 in the league, 3-2 now overall. Really starting to find their groove. They were averaging 41 points the past few games. He put 35 up tonight. They go against Schuylkill Valley next week. They go on the road, and but they're everybody's chasing Anvil Cleona, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So a lot to talk about, a lot to do as far as our coverage here tonight in week 5. Of course, Bob McCool will join us around 10:30 on his ride home. So we will recap Lancaster Catholic and Berks Catholic. That'll happen with Bob McCool. Also, Jarrett Montalto from the Reading Eagle. Jarrett will join us in the 10 o'clock hour as Jarrett will talk about Hamburg and clock hour. As Jarrett will talk about Hamburg and Kutztown. And when clock hour, as Jarrett will talk about Hamburg and clock hour, as Jarrett will talk about Hamburg and Kutztown. Clock hour, as Jarrett will talk about Hamburg and Kutztown. And clock hour, as Jarrett will talk about Hamburg